back to repair the attribute damage we took on power? Thought I did.
Hands on, boys.
You did, but the reduced shield damage is something that is a longer term
Right, but
thing.
should I put power up to the? It's currently -1 damage. It looks like, but I thought I'd healed that, so I want to make sure if I can put that.
Oh,
back to
you
full.
changed the the wrong thing got changed. Interesting. Well, because remember, current is what you want to keep the current stats to, and then damage is what you want it to go down. So right column is for represent damage, the left column is supposed to be your stats at its max.
Got it. Got it.
But yeah, no repair was done.
Baker, whose art is that behind you?
Where are you? Is my niece's. This is Christina's house.
Ah,
My sister and her family.
it's so cute.
Yeah, my niece is 8 years old.
I'm currently shirtless, gobbling on oatmeal, so no cam for a little bit. Yep.
Gotcha. All right.
Shirtless oatmeal. That's a dangerous combo.
That sounds like a great name.
Start my OnlyFans account with shirtless oatmeal. Yep.
Shirtless
That's
oatmeal,
like a
exactly.
Shitty pop punk band.
Eee. 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 All right.
You shouldn't.
My favorite pug Ben. Oatmeal again. That's like hot mulligan. Oatmeal again. Is that anything?
I need to talk to you after class.
Okay.
Sends you message. See me after class.
I think this is the first time I've seen Devin clean shaven.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't do this often, but it's been literally years. But
Well,
like a change.
okay, cool. Anyway, so welcome back, folks. Yes, the gang was in the midst of heisting the station formerly known as CRNP-TD2, colloquialized to Crap to Do. The last of the replicating robots were destroyed, and you guys began to secure it and also space the bodies and the robots you had destroyed. The VR crew docked into the station and began to move their supplies, equipment, and other goodies onto the actual ship. And though you had garnered the attention of a nearby Legion cruiser, because bodies were vented and they happened to be looking in that direction, you guys were able to jump out of the Haven system and on your way to ELO 9 and to Neith. The 24-day journey was mostly construction, building, research, and the like. Efforts were made on the prototype for the shield dome required for the scene that must be shot within an actual monsoon. Armors were equipped, guns were equipped. Bucket was revived. That's right, Bucket's not here. I need to put Bucket back on the map. Bucket. Yeah, Bucket 1 was brought back from the brink of actual destruction. And eventually...
Bucket belonged to Dr. Plotia?
Yes, that is correct, yes. Owned to Dr. Plotia and got one-shotted during the space station combat.
Good. I remembered.
Yeah, nice. Now it's very important, yeah. And you guys ended up into, finally, ELO 9, the system. And you did get an SOS from a ship, a Twifar ship that was in orbit of Neith. As you guys got closer and closer, scans identified it via its transponder as DF Omen from the Deep Fleet. Is that what I said? I think so. But a ship part of one of the fleets that actually is part of Haven. But part of the scans and the communications, you guys were hacked, and it became clear that this was a trap in the form of a, I can think of the names, mechanoid attack. Luckily enough, you guys were still able to destroy the actual ship itself. It descended and crashed into Neith, the surface of Neith. But in the aftermath, Alhut mentioned to all of you that there is something active within the Palantir Mine server. Wom 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 wom. Wom 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 wom. Noises.
Palantir Mind server?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think anyone else explained this, but basically when a Palantor's body dies, their body usually gets beamed back into the Palantor network. But instead of that, what Oz designed was a Palantir Mine server where it would go here, could be rebuilt rather than having to go do the whole rigmarole. You know, rigmarole is kind of downplays the danger of going back into the network. So instead of going back into the network itself, it would be here. So there is currently a mine within the Palantor mined server.
Cool. So we have our own like private server where if Oz dies, that's where she's supposed to go.
Yes, not necessarily private, because any nearby Palantor or technically Mechanids that dies in the vicinity can get uploaded into the server as well.
Cool.
So the implication is someone on the ship died and we sucked up their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a reasonable conclusion to draw?
Yes, that is.
Oh.
Cool. And I wanted to ask really quick who are Dolion and Sinfi. I think Sinfi I just didn't talk to when I was here last time. Sinfi's the director, right?
Yes, that's correct. Sinfi is the director, actually.
Cool. I only actually interacted with Shay and Plotia. Dolion is the cameraman. Okay.
Dolion is the cameraman and the backup actor.
Cool. And then Shay's the lead actress. Plotia is the shields for the storms on this planet. Andros is the Lion Man remnant.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's everyone. Okay.
Yeah, he's the project manager.
I'm trying to take more careful notes, partially to like get better at using Obsidian.
Obsidian.
So.
Like the stone?
Obsidian.
Yes, I'm scrying with a stone. No, it's like a markdown editor, so you can like take notes on in a bunch of different documents and link them all together with graphs. And I don't know. Tristan's like very savvy at it.
Interesting.
I'm just learning. Yeah.
Interesting. Yes. But you guys are upon Alpha 34, sitting in orbit of the planet Neith, and there is this alert from Owlhead about a mine being present within the Palantir mine server. The space station is still a day away because you guys told them to stay the fuck back and wait until the Alkir is given. But yeah, because you're all upon the bridge. I'll go with Dr. Plotia as being the outlier of the crew. Says, so question, what does it mean when when the mine server is occupied?
It means that a Palantor has died within sort of broadcast range. And it's been put into the mined receptacle. But it might be one of the infected bad ones.
Oh. Interesting, she says.
Yes, not exactly what I was expecting today. Is there a way to sort of from the outside get a sense of what they're doing or feeling, or if they can be interacted with without entering the mind space?
Let me double check. Yeah. That is wholly dependent upon Oz or Alhut basically interfacing with it directly.
I'm curious now. Is Kairos able to interface with a mind within the mind server?
Yes, you can definitely certainly try if you want to do so.
I say to Rose, you know, I've always wanted to. Well, always wanted is not true. An experiment certainly just jumped to the forefront of my mind. Maybe I can see this being's mind in there.
And there's nothing mechanical about you. You're all organic.
Me? Of course I'm all organic. What kind of question is that?
Well, I'm just thinking if I don't know how transmissible this whole Mechanid thing is, and it might be risky for me or Oz to look inside. I'm making some assumptions, but
little Joey, who has not spoken in some time actually, he's been too much jamming and working out, and you guys have just left him his own devices. Says, easiest thing we should do is really just burn it if we can.
if we need to, we don't have to just immediately jump to that, right? I mean, I can do some experiments.
Yeah, but fucker's dangerous, he says. And I don't have these know how to rehabilitate a fucked up mind, so I doubt Oz
So
does.
you're saying you know it's a bad Palantor or Mechanid, or you know it's a Mechanid already.
Probably. We've had a Mechanid ship. There's usually at least one of them there, even if it's an infected one. So in that case, makes sense that it's here.
Well, what about as I look towards the wreckage of our fights? Is there anything left of the ship that seems any bit salvageable?
It has ascended
Right
actually into Neith itself.
It's falling through the atmosphere.
Falling for the atmosphere, and you guys do notice that there is a monsoon quickly storming across planet's side. So your scopes are having a difficult time picking up anything, and you're even in addition to your scanners.
As I look and I'm talking, I kind of just trail off and go, "Oh nope, that idea won't work."
I wish Daniela were here because she would have strong feelings on either way.
Mhm.
You're guessing wish for a second.
No, I wish. What do you think she would do, Jared? She's terrified of it. She might just go and delete it, but Daniela would want to talk to it.
I think so.
Oz would want to delete it.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Can we
I'm
try
gonna
to? Okay.
I'm gonna reach out and say, "Hello there. Can we speak cordially?"
Are you speaking to it directly or using electronics?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Well, he's not friendly, so I can't do it for free. I have to attempt this with my arcane roll of psionics.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, this is going to be a the difficulty will be a +4, so that's an 18.
I have an idea too. If this fails.
What was that? What was that, Baker?
Nothing. I was just murmuring to myself seductively.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna take psychology on this roll.
Yes.
Okay. So 3d6. I don't get any other bonuses. I don't want to spend. Nope, not 4d6. 3d6. Hey. Oh no. We got triple fours.
Triples with this could be bad.
Triple fours. 12 plus 3 is only 15.
Okay, gotcha.
And then my triple thing comes up.
That is true. Yeah. No grit rerolls, just gonna let it stand.
I always like to let these little triples stand.
Okay.
For Devin's benefit, when Eric rolls triples, he. Oh, you know. Okay, good.
No, I was going to ask. I was going to say, yeah,
Okay.
tell me.
When he rolls triples, he gets a very strong sensory hallucination from some ancestral memories.
Ah, cool.
All my memories are, well, most of my memories are Nephilim-made memories. Like someone just generated them for me, and I, as a character beat, I pretty much get lost in my memories at times, and this is the mechanical effect of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It keeps happening.
Okay.
It's
As
good.
you
Otherwise it wouldn't be a complication.
as you reach out to the mind, this is too intense actually. This music. Not resynthesis. What am I looking for? Lazarus, Jack, more reflections, gunship battle, gathering charges. I'll do that. This makes sense. Yeah, as you reach out to the mind, it's different. There's a fuzziness and a slipperiness to it that you associate when trying to interact with Oz. As you continue to kind of
too much of, but yeah.
not too much, yeah, trying to kind of grasp onto it, and there is a sensation of like color here. It's not like you seeing color, but more of like that impression you get from it, like deep red. Behind your eyes and in your own mind, you can see flickerings of red light. Then the air around you being kind of almost fragment, followed by a horrific just kind of scream, echoing, cracking, and multiple echoes and discordant voices joined together in this cacophony, as of itself. With that, your mind gets drawn back, you think, or forward. This one is a little weirder in this case, as it's not exactly clear where this is. It's almost like you're standing within a white void, and the only things that are noticeable here are people running. Kaltorans running in different directions, and you watch as like solid beams of red shooting out suddenly from the white void, evaporating them in an instant.
I found this on the web.
Shh, you're ruining my moment. Apple Watch. Burning them away. Moments of like just shadows of their outlines there before they incinerate. And then eventually the world around you kind of fragments and a thing comes into view. Massive.
When I see the lasers, I'll quickly like dove for some cover and be yelling, "Get down! Get down!"
Absolutely, yes. And then when reality fragments, a form manifests, towering the size of a skyscraper, large, crafted from metal, tentacles, almost like a squid of sorts. But you see that part of it has been delving into the earth, and with it is these glowing blue eyes, which then flick to red, blue, back and forth, followed by the scream. You take 8. Actually, no, so you only fail by 3. You take 3 max endurance damage. So your endurance is reduced by 3 right now. But you've come back into your being, and unsuccessfully being able to contact the entity within the Palantir. But it is sufficiently hostile and sufficiently similar to other digital minds you've tried to interact with.
Cool. So as I like dove and taken the cover, and I see this form start to like mass in front of me, I'll like stand up in a little bit of wonder and look out into space that nobody can see what I'm seeing, and I'll begin to start shaking just a little bit out of fear.
Pyros, I need you to tell me what's happening right now. Did you speak with it?
I'll stay staring out for like 10 more seconds without responding.
Mm-hmm. Just look at everyone. He's gonna be fine. It's just sometimes he gets lost.
And I'll kind of snap back, and after a gasp, say, I don't think that's a Palantir.
That's the thing. I think it might be, and it's just that it's succumbed.
The mind's broken, little Joey says.
Would it be possible to, instead of trying to connect with it, kind of quarantine it off so it's still on the server, but it's kind of like firewalled?
Oh yeah, no, like all Palantir Mind servers, by their definition, are not hooked up to any computer systems or anything like that. You have to manually plug into it.
Nice.
For it to. It's got no way to wirelessly connect either, which was built in by design when Oz installed it.
Cool.
I have a quick question. Sorry, this is slightly off topic. I still have endurance damage from our fight. Have I recovered that?
Yes, yeah. All endurance damage is recovered.
And then what I wanted to ask was, I guess I want to ask Alhut, is there a way we can set up just a text interface with this guy? Can you provide whatever mind is in there with a text input? Maybe if we limit their communications.
Alhut gives a mental, like, sure, we could definitely do that if someone wants to help set that up.
I'm on it. Cool terminal pops down in front of me.
It's mostly about just finding like a screen, and just hooking that up into it, and only allowing like that kind of functionality.
Any roll necessary to set that up?
No, this is easy. Yeah. Yeah, you make your way into Stasis Chambers and the Palantor mine server, which is kind of situated in the opposite wall of where you enter, flanked by the rows of the actual Stasis Chambers. As you plug it in, the screen and the little keyboard that you guys interact with plugs in. And you watch as just messages begin to filter in, and it's just this over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, John C., was there anything you were thinking would help? At this point, I don't know.
You said it was this over and over and over again, but I don't know what.
You put it in Foundry. It was,
Oh, it's in the Foundry chat, yeah.
Slashes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Other play. Yes. Oh. Well, I was hoping for something a little bit more intelligible, but I suppose we could say.
It's about what I got when I went in there.
I reach over the keyboard, over Rose, I guess, and just type hi ? I'll even do it in the chat for
immersion.
Verisimilitude. We. Oh, I see. We will.
I know about this new Foundry interface.
Yeah, it's a little weirder. Yeah. Yeah, the next message is like, we will, we, and then it just sends like a skull emoji.
How does it say that? Here, I'll write something.
364 days ago? What?
But now it fixed it.
Oh my god. I'll ask Scubby and Oz, even though Oz isn't necessarily here. Has there ever been any cases of a mechanid returning to a normal state of being?
Scubby looks around. How the fuck are you talking to me? Lil Joy pops in.
You might just have a wealth of knowledge I might not have, Scubby.
Lil Joy's like, so there are cases, but that is you need someone that is has that background in psychology and psychoanalysis and that kind of stuff. That's not something I can do, and I doubt Oz can as well.
Well, you're saying I can experiment on this if I can keep my brain from bleeding when I speak to it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know anything, he says, about actual psionics, he says. Yeah. He's like, what you need is psychological therapy, psychosurgery, dealing with the trauma with it. Basically, this entity, he says, has been tortured and twisted and then just released out into the wild to the mechanid cause and designs. So
Meta, it's literally that. It's not that it's like a virus entity. It's just that they've been. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Lil Joy just scratches the side of his head. It's not something I really understand well, he says. Maybe it is a virus. Maybe they're just fucked up. Maybe it's just there is some like puppet master pulling the strings and all of them and the directive, he says. But regardless, yes, it can be saved, but that's not something that I think we're capable of, he says. If you want to prove me wrong, that's fine. That's fine. But
no,
well, I'm not saying I can save it right now, but maybe given enough time and it doesn't do anything nefarious while that time is given, maybe something could happen.
Yeah, at the very least, it's stuck
what happens
there.
if we need to use the server, though? before we can get this guy out of there.
Like if Oz kicks it and has to be ported there.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
don't see why we
question.
should help this guy.
Yeah.
I
I'll try to speak to Oz. The server is only designed to hold a Palantir mine temporarily. If it stays there too long, there'll be degradation. With it. I'll have Oz stops. When we all left the network, we lost huge chunks of ourselves because these bodies can't process too much, and the server is kind of like a temporary buffer, what allows for that, but over time, degradation, more damage. So we can't keep it there too long. But the alternative is either we let it out, we build it a body, but that's,
Yeah, I think Eric can try to experiment on it, but I think wait till Dan is back and see what she wants to do with it. For now, if it's like quarantined in stasis, I'm okay leaving it there in game.
Well, if we can find another place to keep it so it doesn't degrade and it also can't do any harm, keep it kind of like in stasis like we would our old captain. I think that could be achievable. I don't know how we'll find a place to keep it outside of the server, though. How long do you think we have in the server before it starts degrading?
Can someone please go and roll computers check using Oz's stats, which I think is a +4?
On it. Complete garbage. 9.
9. Oz isn't sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oz does know that theoretically, if she uninstalled her own like positronic brain, it could be put in there.
Yep. I don't think she would do that.
So, Jared, to you then, like, it has to go into, like, a brain like that, or a shell of a Palantir body, or, like, could it go into, like, Rose, or Scubby, or...
Cannot go into Rose. Scubby, that, you could attempt to put him in Scubby. Scubby's like, what?
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm not suggesting that out loud to Scubby.
Hannibal Lecter.
Yes. Lima beans. Brains.
Right, so let's just move on, I think. Or we can just make the decision to just delete it now. But again, this is kind of Daniela's thing, so I don't think we
I
should do
agree.
that.
I'm happy to wait for Danielle to come back to figure if she wants to burn it or to help it or what else.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. With that, you guys do get pinged from Crap to Do. Andros is calling.
Hello.
Hey! Everything okay? We saw there was a space that y'all engaged with a starship in battle, but you're still alive.
Yeah, yes, we brushed away light resistance. Sorry, let me rephrase. There was a Twyfar ship, except it turned out it had been captured or commandeered or some such, and it was well, frankly, it was a hostile mechanid threat. It was quite surprising. Thankfully we handled it, and now it is going down the gravity well.
Ah, okay.
Quick question. If we find one mechanid, do we suspect to find more nearby?
Oz?
Little.
Aparax was gonna weigh in on that.
Sorry, little. Little Joy says it's possible. The other thing here is that really, I would want to look at the ship. He says, the wreck, because he says when we look at the state of like its comm systems, its jump drive, because maybe it attempted to jump and it got stranded here. Is the other thing.
When we saw it, it was in orbit.
That's correct. Yes.
Strange.
Yeah, it had sublight, obviously, because it gave it to you guys, but otherwise.
Yeah.
It'd be a race against the clock to get down there and weather the monsoon. I don't know if that monsoon will strip it bare of everything and make it unsalvageable. I know it's quite extreme down there.
What was that? Someone else joins the call. Zoop. You see Sinfi's face poke up, a little more, feminine, very delicate features, with her. What hair does she have? Yeah, very like pale blonde, almost pure white hair, like short cut comb over her head. It's like, so question here, she says, we were thinking about a scene with the actual ship, and
The other
this.
ship.
This presents a very fascinating opportunity, she says, where we could film within the wreckage, she says.
Oh dear.
I mean, it'd be great. It'd be good. We don't we can save some of the budget. We don't have to work on the CGI in that. In the background, you see Dolian looking very disappointed. It's like, I worked so long. No, I'd worked for weeks for all that stuff. It's like, but anyway, so, we still have a full day of travel to catch up with you guys in Neith. Any chance y'all could pop on down and see how the site's doing? Well, obviously after the monsoon's gone past, she says.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't see why not. It would be quite an exciting scene. As long as, not too much of it burns up in fucking thingy orbit.
Coming down that, going through atmosphere. True. So in my worst case, we could always just go with Dolian's CGI. In the background, just thumbs up.
Certainly trust the VR capabilities of Rose and anything else going on.
True.
So, let's go catch it. No, we're not going to catch it. We're going to see what happens when it hits the planet.
Alright, anyway, we will catch up with you all soon enough. Dr. Constantinus? Yes? Can you please begin planetary scans? Absolutely I can do that. Let's start with that. I have to borrow those scopes and scans. Wonderful! Boop!
Well, let you know if anything else crazy happens. Okay, everybody ready to make planet fall?
Yes, so.
Boop. There's that, yeah. At the very least, you guys do have some time, actually, because the monsoon's still going through. I'm going to quickly roll for the doctor, actually. She's like, do you mind if I borrow your scanners, actually? Might as well do my job.
Oh, please, yes. No one else is using them. We should be able to turn off the popping.
Right. Ooh, she says. Okay.
Ooh.
It's like, well, so the wind speeds are currently only at 150 miles per hour. Winds. I think this is a micro monsoon, she says, compared to their standard. So.
Means it would be shorter-lived.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Judging by current calculations and speeds, I'm going to guesstimate we've got about 2 planetary hours, she says, before it dies down, actually. Alright. And with that, Sorry, go please.
No, just nothing.
Yeah. Her projections are, for the most part, pretty accurate, actually. About 2 hours and 12 minutes later, the monsoon begins to die down. And with that, the scopes pick up that the DF Omen has crash landed on one of the 4 continental masses located mostly in like the western hemisphere of the actual planet itself. And with that, descend down.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. You begin to descend down into the actual planet that is there. And immediately as it clears up, you do see the sky reefs. Land masses of almost sky islands caught in the winds that are floating above in the all the way into the upper atmosphere in some places. As you guys are maneuvering around, at certain points you do see the way that erosion is happening at a much faster time as clumps and chunks are falling off, either to fall slowly back towards towards the ground or beginning to float off as smaller motes. Some of these are also very verdant actually, with plant life. There are these large trees that that are 50. How much? What is meters? That they're like 40-foot tall, like sail-like leaves, and looks like the roots are kind of like almost like very lightly grounded into the actual earth here and there. And there's these others, towering bioluminescent mushrooms, which are free floating through the space. And you do notice like the crackle of static and electricity coming off them and buzzing about in different directions. And with that also, the one thing is that Dr. Plotty is like, huh, interesting. Brings up the scopes. You guys see a herd of six-legged goat creatures who's like got these large inflatable throat sacs that are just floating about through the air, making their way.
Is it that they're basically flying all this shit?
Sort of.
The winds.
It's a mixture of the winds because remember the gravity is 4.45 Gs.
Okay, now
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So not exactly like moon, but enough that if that they are able to float, and even with the winds, it just helps. You see about 12 of these strange goat creatures just floating up for their sacks with. What was that, Eric?
Oh, nope, nothing.
Okay.
My microphone broke somewhere in the middle of here, so I was testing it.
Alright, testing. No worries. Yeah, and the throat sets like retract and they land on one of these sky reefs and disappear into the jungle.
Those it's so ugly that they're cute, and I must have one.
Well,
Dr. Plottier
good luck
nods.
with that, Rose. If you're in mortal danger, let me know. But I need to. I feel like I should really get to work on making sure that our shields are okay for any storms that happen. And I was trying to say before we landed, if I could take those 2 hours that we were kind of waiting to at least communicate with Alhood to figure out how long I might need to repair the shield damage that we have.
Uh-huh.
And if I need to repair it, or if my biotech toolbox is enough.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Alha did not roll great. So go ahead and do a biotech check for me, please.
I'm torn in twain in my duty and my love for weird things.
It's fun being weird all the time. 15?
15. You probably need at least 3 days to properly boost the shields. 3 days, yeah.
I'd like to learn more about these critters.
Okay.
The creatures floating around. I think that might be a planet's role of some sort. I'm trying to think of how to like flavor it though.
Yeah. I mean, you do have scopes if you wanna.
Raw biology. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be planets, or for this case, if you wanted to go ahead and do that.
This could be Devin's
I'm just-
research test for the session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, I forgot about research. So could I potentially acquire one research from this?
What it does is gives you research units, and once you get 4, then you can turn that into a knowledge point to use for different knowledge thingies.
Small point. We're doing a relevant workshop for the skill we're researching related to it.
Oh, to get the research point. Okay. Well, never mind then. But I also rolled extremely poorly, so that was a 8.
8. Gotcha. You probably won't need to get closer to them because like the scopes was enough to like get imaging on them, 6 legs the way they are. I will say that as you're going over the actual data, double check my little bits about these cuties. Yeah, mostly just get closer that them and look about. They also do seem to have like 6 eyes, basically clusters of 3 on its head, on their heads.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Right, when we have some downtime in between shoots, you and I are going to catch one.
Maybe 2.
And we can joust.
Yes, first, and then.
Beautiful.
Right, let's focus on what's happening. Yes, we are landing on the planet, basically.
Understood, yes. You guys come across the crash site of the DF Omen, mostly because belching smoke, stacks going up, that sort of stuff. It has landed on what looks to be the a little more inland from the south coast of whatever this of this particular continent, and it is a jungle planet. Thicker leaf trees, vines with that, and it has split into two different parts here. Excuse me. Here, and part of it they kind of scraping off of the ground and digging deep furrows for going to the stop, and part of the solar cell has broken off as well. So I double check my actual map for this as well.
Getting like Felucia vibes, kind of.
A little bit of Felucia vibes, yeah, absolutely.
Mushroom description.
Absolutely, yeah. With that, yeah. Luckily, the place it did land in is a lot more like sparse, but it basically looks like this. I'm gonna turn off token vision for a hot second. Just boop.
And we can't see it.
Oh, that machine. Configure. Token vision. Bip. Badoop. I'm just gonna do this. Boop. 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 And we'll set your guys' we'll set it to 100 feet. Da, da, da.
Nice big map.
Yeah. The way it is. Part of the engines have kind of broken apart. There are other like sky reefs around here, like lower hanging kind of ones that are here, and there's a couple of stone bases on like the southeastern end of the crash site as well.
Are we supposed to be able to see anything?
Oh, did I not? Jancy vision. Sorry, I haven't actually. I think Jancy needs to link out your data. There it is. Sorry.
No, it's
well,
Jared's
yes.
fault.
Yeah, that hadn't configured stuff. There's that.
Nice. Can we make sure when we're coming into land, see if there's any movement in either crash site?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and make a. Do you want to do scanners? Or do you want to like do your own ohos, your eyes?
I was thinking of scanners.
Sure, absolutely. Makes sense. So yeah, go ahead and make a. Yeah, that will be a scan check. Operations 12 minus operation check 12 minus sensors.
Alright, I'll do it.
So that's DC 9.
9.
Yeah, perfect. Yes. The only movement that you can currently see, at least on the ground level, is first off these tortoises with geode encrusted shells. That seem to be able to that they're moving around slowly, just eating what looks to be like moss that's just situated on nearby rocks, and they don't seem at all distressed by the current landing, because judging by the pace they're moving, this thing they are alive by sheer luck and chance. About like 5 of them situated around that. And you do notice that a little more northwards are these lemurs that have stretching membrane wings that are currently fleeing the destruction currently.
Fair enough.
Going a little higher into the air around you guys, can't see anything, but the clouds are getting brighter, and there are like these very visible like lightning strikes and bursts of like electric discharge a little more north of your guys' current position.
Is it raining?
Not yet, no. The monsoon has died down, actually.
Alrighty. Well, good news. I found some more weird creatures for me to capture on my vid recorder. I can render some for my new dioramas. Besides that, I see no movement from the crash site. I mean, for all we know, the Palantors in there never even had a physical body in the first place. But we will have to find out ourselves. We, of course, have to make sure it's safe before we get the rest of the crew down here and write some stunning crash ship combat. So that's
speaking of combat, I'm gonna make sure that we are ready for our next one, as I'm just gonna dive right in on getting to work at restoring our shields.
So,
feel free to interrupt me if there's any medical emergency. Happy to save everyone's life.
Yes.
I'll let you know if the tortoises bite.
Gotcha. Yes. Where do you guys want the actual ship to land? Because the ship is about this large. So over here.
Oh, that's
So.
the scale?
That's the scale, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, probably this one.
Yeah,
Like-
on top of the mesa.
Bottom right.
Okay. So like the one that's the one that I have your tokens on currently.
Yeah, why not?
That seems nice. I sing.
Just killed a million.
Terrifying. As it just moves, it slowly
Diesel
moves.
engine.
As it ponderously moves across the planet.
Biological diesel engine.
Diesel.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my grappling hook,
Oh.
and shoot it over to. This place has low gravity, right? So we can kind of get goofy with it.
Yeah, it's 0.45. So what that means is like running and lifting feels naturally light. Floating hazards, loose objects, and rocks can become airborne in storms and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
For flavor's sake, I'm using my grappling hook to kind of navigate around, zip around.
Sure,
I
sure.
want to jump to this spot right here. Where's the? Which one of you keys?
Let's see.
My-
Let's see.
Wish we
Yeah,
had to zoom out more.
that's true. Yeah, that is the maximum for zooming out. Actually, yeah, that's the maximum. Yeah, but it's like over here. Gotcha.
Like ship is casting so many
I
shades.
can move myself.
Whee!
I suppose. Whoa.
Yeah, so the organics are wearing our special EVA suits, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Means we have atmosphere. We don't have to worry about that.
There's that. Yeah. And then as
good.
Kairos looks at the actual like scans, yeah, the humidity is breathable but barely. The oxygen levels are 18%.
Which is low.
Yeah, trace gases of sulfur mainly going on from here as well, and high humidity means it's definitely like difficult to breathe. It's breathable but not fun time.
Yeah. Right. All right. Jancy, how's the gravity feel?
Nice and light. I jump up and down as I'm saying this to demonstrate.
Yeah, so you're jumping at least like probably twice the normal height that you would be able to do here, and it definitely feels a little lighter as well.
I'm gonna walk around the ship, up on the mesa. Still, I'm gonna go over this way, just taking in the sights.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I imagined that you've actually been with the fleet. So looking at an actual solar ship here, even though destroyed and the like, is a little insane to think about.
Yeah, pretty complicated mix of emotions actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. Do you guys want Oz to try and assist in repairing the shield? It's definitely not something that can be done fully today, barring a critical success, essentially. But did you want Oz to help Kairos in that pursuit?
What do you think, Eric?
Or
Up there or on the ground as muscle?
oh, she's got the long range, right? So probably it's okay if she stays out with y'all, and like Alhut can technically perform a free system roll every turn, so maybe Alhut can technically help me. I mean, I know I still can't get it done today, but
There's that, yeah. But also you do have Dr. Platia, who is literally a shield engineer.
Isn't her job to make shields? Oh,
Yes. Yes, she says
So,
that
yeah,
is my job.
I'll
That is
go
my
with it.
job.
I'll
Alright.
keep Oz.
All right. Okay. I'll just have Oz go with Rose. Whee!
I'll keep Hound in case anything happens, so Oz can yell at Hound and we can know, and then we can maybe fly the ship over. We'll see.
Sounds good. Also, you guys do have like comms are easy running now, for the least.
Okay, that's good. Question: I'm assuming our squadrons can be launched in atmosphere.
Absolutely can be, yeah.
Okay, good. They probably aren't too great in a monsoon or severe storm, but that's good to know.
There's that, yes. Yeah, Dr. Platius has over comms. So I was running some sims and based off the speeds, the danger here to the ship is not to shields, but more about the winds might just toss us. So.
Yes. Hopefully, we won't be having to move around too much.
Mhm.
But if we
Mhm.
do, I understand how that could be a concern.
Mhm.
Teacher, can I have a bathroom break?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you. Be right back.
That just gave me a vivid memory going all the way back to high school. My sophomore year, somebody suffered a heat stroke in the first week of practice, like once school
Yeesh.
started officially back at. And so the coach was like, okay, new rule, everyone gets a gallon jug, and everyone has to drink that before practice starts. And so I'm chugging a gallon from the hours of 8 to 3, and boy, do I have to use the restroom quite often because of that. Like one time, my history teacher's getting this lecture, and I go, like I like raise my hand kind of fast because I was holding it in, and I'm like, okay, can't hold it no more. He's like, oh yeah, what? Can I go to the bathroom? He's just like, no.
All right, teacher. I have to leave.
2 minutes later, he's like, okay, because he can like I'm sitting still. I'm not trying to disturb class or nothing, but I was like, yeah, no, I
You can
gotta
tell
go.
you're suffering.
Yeah, and then he's like, you gotta stop drinking that water. I'm like, well, yeah, those are rules.
Like I was
Yeah, I'll just get
informed.
a heat stroke.
I was told to do this. I have to do it.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna run and use the bathroom too, since I have.
Sounds good.
It's a Zubu.
Zubu.
Hello,
Oh, did I?
Zubu.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
it's
I put?
actually Zubu.
Oh. Oh, Tristan's here. Hello.
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 Why are you so quiet, Tristan? Hello. Hello. You are
Testing.
quiet to me.
You are quiet as well. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
3 up to 200%, and I was like, still quiet.
Oh, that's so weird. Huh?
How about
Huh.
about the same, I think. Maybe like a hair better.
Hmm.
I was gonna put you up at 200 and keep it there for now.
That's so strange. I checked it's not my webcam mic.
Bizarre.
It's not like quiet. I can't not hear you, but it just doesn't sound crystal clear.
Hmm. Do 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 do. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Press the wrong button. Break time.
Oh, you got the break time button. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, there's a kid.
Mine is bathing himself next to me, so I'll spare you all that image.
Mm-hmm.
Hee.
Oh, hello,
Good mat.
hello,
That's a good
look
mat.
at those fat cats. Yeah,
I almost had 2 voids in this house, but they're at my mother's.
Oh. Oh, I see
How
fat
about
cats.
now?
Definitely a little louder.
Oh,
Yeah.
Evan, you have muted yourself.
Oh, I've been talking this whole time about these cool cats.
I thought you were
but
like,
you figured it out.
Look at this as
Yeah.
a break. Look at this as a break, and I'm like, yes, it's okay. No.
We were at an antique store yesterday, and they had all of their antique glassware organized by color. And with the green
Oh.
glass, we were like, wait, is that Goku?
Goku, what's up,
And
Goku?
then in the blue glass,
It's Vegeta.
Vegeta.
Yeah,
That one's definitely Vegeta.
yeah, we were like, what are you doing in the glassware? The Vegeta's $64. They're both $64. These are like
They're blown glass.
they're antiques. They're some
Okay.
sort of glass.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we were like, this was a weird antique store.
So you're going back.
Damn.
Yeah, it was great.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Everyone's back. All right. So we've got Jancy posts up on one of the broken off thrusters of the DF Omen. Oz and Rose are still currently on the Mesa with Kairos and Blatia, and the rest of the crew still on Alhut. We're trying to bring the shields up to speed. I'll start with Jancy. Jancy, as you are now posted on top of one of these thrusters, you do see that the ship is still a little taller than your position, so you can't see into it. And then over here on like the western side, you see the part of the actual source sail broke, leading to this kind of ramp that leads upwards into it that is there. You also get a clear sight of one of these tortoises just munching on the moss, having a grand old time. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna yell back to Rose. I'll wait to enter the ship until you can join me, and in the meantime, sorry, the accent's kind of infectious. And I'm gonna dive down to get a closer look at this turret.
This turret? Sure, yeah. It kind of glances up at you from going from its moss, blinks with its 8 eyes before it goes back down, and continues to like just scrape moss off of like some rocks that are on the ground. One of its bites, just as it kind of finishes, it just spits out the rock, and it kind of floats up for a little bit and gets caught on a wind and flows a little higher.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead. Go, please.
I'd like to crouch down behind it and drag my hand across the moss, consuming it as I go.
Alright. You do so. And the tourist looks taken aback as all the moss is now gone. Eyes blink. And just slowly like lowered its head, licks the rock, cocks its head confusedly. And looks up at you very confused.
I'll give it a pat on the head. Can I glean any knowledge from this wise beast?
Yeah, go and make an awareness check or a planets check for me, please.
This one's better. 10, 15.
15. Which one check were you making, by the way?
Planet.
Gotcha, right. As you pull out your phone and go with the scanners, one thing you do notice is that there's a higher oxygen content in the vicinity of the actual tortoise. And that's weird. You kind of like back up and get closer to it, where the oxygen content is about 40% versus the 18% that you've been finding elsewhere with it. The other thing is that the geode encrusted shell seems to have a kind of like lightning rod effect, where it conducts lightning, but it does not get damage at all, and kind of just disperses it into the ground nearby. And looking at it, as you kind of go over and like lift over one of its paws, you do see that it does have like digging claws. So there's a good chance that it tries to like basically kind of anchor itself into the ground and sink in there during monsoons.
Jeez.
Okay. Keep up the good work, I say.
Beautiful. All right. Actually, what you say you rolled a 15? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. As you're examining it, you kind of like look at it and kind of lift up a little bit, look at the shell. You do notice there's like a tag on it, like plastic yellow, but a little more durable, obviously, because you realize it's actually like synth steel. That's there. There is a little like QR code as well on its on its underside. If you wish to try.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, go ahead and roll 3d6. We'll just call this a luck check for this.
That is a 12.
That's a 12. Is and it reads back to not it says error.
We'll come back to you. I don't suppose this is something that, from a gameplay perspective, makes sense for me to push. I'll just
You do whatever you want.
Yeah, do what you want.
I'll try it. How about, yeah, we'll flavor it then. I scrape a little extra moss off of a nearby rock behind me that the turtle can't see, and I coax it out with a handful of moss, and as it's to see if it munches from my hand, and if it does, I'll use that opportunity of it like getting a little closer to try to get a better look at the tag.
Okay, sure, yeah. Looks at the moss. Makes its way over to you and begins to slowly nibble on the moss in front of you. And you look at the tag a little closer. Because Jancy's a little more cultural. Yeah, go and make a culture check for me, actually.
Sure. big fan of turtle culture. 9, 13.
Yeah, this is a standard corporation like animal tag for like scientists that are studying animals, so you can keep track. And these do have like little beacons as well, that you could that allow whoever's mining this to keep track of it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the QR code you think is just like you might not have like the proper like program to parse through the data that it has.
Okay. I'm going to whisper to the turtle so none of the rest of the team can hear. You're lucky someone's watching out for you. You won't be dinner today. And
Just
I let the turtle go. I give him the rest of the moss and step away.
Understood, gotcha. We'll then bounce over to Oz and Rose. From the mesa there, you can survey what appears to be the forward portions of the actual ship when it's split off next to this furrow, and a couple of other sky reefs. And below you, because the mesa is about 60 feet up, you do see another one of these tortoises here, just munching.
Very nice. Would jumping down be dangerous, or is the low gravity making that okay?
It'll make it a little less dangerous because it's 40. It's only like it's a little less than 1G. So a little less than half than 1G. You'd still need to do a physical check. It's only a DC 9 check though, if you want to drop. The other thing is you could attempt to jump and then like make your way down via these like other like sky reefs here, as a kind of like a more gradual descent.
Nice. We'll do that.
So yeah. So go and make a physical check. It's still like a DC 7 check.
Okay. Rose is good, and then I can roll for Oz as well.
Solid, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yes, also good, like 13.
13, beautiful. All right. As you run,
Rose grabs Oz by the hand and leads her into these series of jumps.
Beautiful, yeah. It's nice. There's a nice like, greater level of control than you feel when you're in space, where there's no gravity at all. As you're able to leap across, feeling the air soar through you, and Oz where you land here, then dropping down to, like say like this thruster that's still impacted for safely landing on the ground.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so all the way on the ground. I want to get up close to this section of ship.
Oh sure, yeah. If you want to get on top of like the actual ship, then yeah, we can do that.
Basically, I want to see if it's whole enough for any part of it to be considered being inside it. I want to get inside it.
Inside ship, yeah, sure. Okay.
Just to scout it out, make sure it's safe, you know.
Sure. Yeah, as you do get right to the top of the actual, this is where it gets weird because I don't have like roofs. And as you clamber on top of this part of the ship, you do see that there is a hole, breaking into the roof that allows for you to get inside, safely if you should so wish desire to do so.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, peering down into it, you see below you is a almost perfectly circular like cushion, a couch of sorts, definitely in the style of a Twyfar, because it's gilded, it's beautiful, because all of the actual all of the architecture also matches that kind of design. The aesthetic seems to be more of plant-like or like a forest, because there are like the embroidery resembles like tree leaves and roots. Some of the walls, the metal that's been etched in there has been carved and shaped into resembling tree trunks and the like. As you peer down below, there is a set of doors over here that it's deeper. Based off your knowledge of Twyfar ships, engine room would be in the back. I should know ship terms, but
aft.
Yes, the aft. Bow. That's the bow.
This ship? Does this part or the other part have like the server data collection center?
That would be at the helm, so that'd be the front.
Okay. Sure thing. Okay, I'll go to the engines and I suppose see if they had been tampered with in any capacity.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah, okay. So making your way towards the to the helm. Gotcha. Definitely a little slower on that movement in general. Oh no, too fast. Oh god. As you do make your way across the giant furrow that has been created by the impact. And this portion of the front is resting on top of some kind of like other smaller mesa, partially crumbled, but some of it's still standing. So it is at an angle upwards and skywards with this steadily increasing, steady incline that you got here. But you're able to make up to there for jamming open the doors and looking here. Even though it is separated from the main bit of the generator, the auxiliary power here has kicked in. So you do see that the screens are still flickering and online. With that. And I'm quickly going to roll something. And at least at a quick glance, what what you're looking at looks normal, standard Twyfar UI, and readings as going on from there as well. But Oz points out, I think the comms are pretty damaged. He says, as she makes her way over there. Can't tell if this is done by the impact or not, because it was giving an SOS beacon.
It was.
But also it did manage to hack us at a distance, so this is a little bizarre.
That's the confusing part for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically I want to get to the main computer and lay my hand on it and use my Twyfar magic to analyze the data in hopefully to hopefully to see when the mechanids attacked it and what happened. God, that hurt.
Sorry.
Baker, I'm with you. My foot's falling asleep just from sitting on this chair.
I realized I did all the walls one, but that's fine. Sure. Absolutely. And are you having Oz do that, or is Rose directly just trying to parse through the data?
I'm doing it myself via my Twyfar magic.
Oh, so electronics.
Scan, essentially.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like it makes sense.
No,
ship, you know?
Does make sense, absolutely. Yeah, so data manipulation, yeah. So go ahead and make a... Yeah, go ahead and make a computers check here. DC is... We'll stick to standard 14. That's 12 on the dice.
+3, so
15. As you begin to parse through it, there is a bit of a jolt as something gets through you, which Thorn tells you maybe like a trap or some kind of virus that's there, but that doesn't exactly translate as you're using your own mind electricity to parse through it and get through the data. There, the logs are severely damaged. Are severely damaged, but what you get is that the jump drive was damaged somehow, and they ended up being stranded in Elo. But it does appear that Elo 9 was their destination.
Is there like a stereotype for Elo 9, what it's known for, what it does?
Oh, okay. What they refer to it as here, what do I call this? What they refer to, yeah, Neil and I, Neith specifically is slumbering station.
Okay.
Lumbering?
Slumbering. Like I am slumbering.
Sorry, yes.
Is slumbering station, yes. And it appears that part of what's the consensus, because what the feeling you're getting here is that there are multiple mechanid minds worked into this, was that they were waiting for backup. But their comms were indeed damaged, so they weren't able to broadcast beyond the system.
So there were multiple mechanids here. It's just only one was able to get into our server.
Mhm.
Is that the impression that I'm getting?
Yes.
So maybe they're not all dead, Baker.
Maybe, but I'm in their system, so I think they would attack me. As I am attacked!
And you are destroyed.
Ah!
The inside out thorn is ripped from you. And
Reduced
she's no
to atoms.
Reduced to items.
Right, so, but there's no physical bodies of anyone, Palantor or otherwise, on the ship?
Nothing. You haven't found anything. At all.
So whenever this happened, it must have happened, well, some time ago. They commandeered the ship or stole it in the first place. And they were waiting for reinforcements. But why stay in orbit here? Troubling.
A bit.
Troubling. Right. I don't know what else I can do on the ship that would be helpful. Let me think for a second. I want to try to turn off the power.
Okay.
So that it doesn't, like, I don't know, overload and explode when we least expect it to or anything like that.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. Were you trying to do that for both halves of the ship or just for currently for the one that you're on?
Both.
Okay, so yeah, that will be a little. Yeah, so go ahead and.
I guess maybe I should wait for the director to see what she thinks.
Sure.
So I'm gonna hold off on that.
No worries. It's like me role playing as Alice. I was like, I think maybe trying to see if there are multiple mines here. The one that we got, we didn't interface with it too much, so we don't know if it's aggregate. Maybe it's a combined mass, or if there are other mechanid mines that survived the crash, and that's why they didn't get stuck in the server yet.
All right. Is that something that I'd be able to find by accessing the terminal, the computer?
Might be something I can do. I can just ping them, she says.
Right. Best of luck.
Alright. Yeah, she'll do a very quick brief computers check. Actually, this would be electronics, since it, so you could help if you want to, Baker. This would be electronics for comms and the like.
I'm gonna leave her roll good enough. She can do it.
Okay. Yeah, she's got 3d6 plus 3. That's 17. Boop. And she says, yes. So it seems about part of the different parts of the ship also split apart during the micro monsoon. So I think they're scattered across the continent actually.
Oh, oh no.
No. There's that. It seems that they had a sort of ejection protocol going on here. So some of their, we'll call it servers for a better part of an idea, have got ejected, she says.
By which you mean a physical...
Physical,
like
yes.
A data drive of some sort?
Mm-hmm.
And...
Strange protocol. I don't know why they do that, she says.
There's one walking around this planet.
I'm gonna tap the comms. Not an emergency, but some of the mechanids from the downed ship, well, ejected, had escape pods of some sort. We don't know where, but on the continent somewhere.
Do you know how many?
Nope. I will say this. These two halves of the ship are safe, by which I mean there's nobody here, and yep. But there are more somewhere. I don't know what they can do just in their data drives, but they are there.
Oh, great. I'm gonna put Hound on patrol duty around the ship.
Gotcha.
Nice. Oh, Scubby too, of course.
Yeah, we'll throw Nathorax instead.
All right.
Me?
No, Little Joey. Little Joey, not Nathorax. I need Nathorax on the ship in case piloting things need happening.
Indeed. And also,
Little
Little
Joey's
Joey.
gonna be doing low grav parkour everywhere.
Let's go! Yeah, it's me, Little Joey.
I'll say, little Joey, listen, if anything stands out, like you see a mechanid trying to send you a bad signal or something, just run straight back and let everyone know, and we'll get the big guns on them.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, I'm bringing out Little Joey's sheet because I hit it. Da, da,
No,
da.
it's fine. It should be hidden.
It was that.
I'm still treating Oz's character sheet as if it's hidden, to be honest.
Gotcha.
I've looked at it many times.
Well, with that being said, yeah. So back onto the ship. Kairos, you and Dr. Platia are working on repairing the shields, bring them back up to snuff. So yeah. They're extremely stressed, she says, from the major attacks that were dealt and then being revamped. She says, so we can definitely get it back on up to snuff. She says, Buzz. I would say that it's better that we don't deal, that we try to refrain from further attacks of the same scale. She said, if we can, and that is fine.
Oh, I agree with you. I don't want to seek out any kind of fights, but if it comes to us, we'll need the defenses at full capacity.
Yes. Indeed, she says. Also, it's very weird working with organic tech. She says, not this. It's basically the same, but it's weird when it talks back. And Al Hut sends her a frowny face and emojis. That as well.
When you say it's basically the same, are you saying that I could probably pick up electronics or computing easily, or?
Yes and
All I really know
no.
is the bioform.
Still requires some, like, it's a little easier going from mechanical to organic tech a little bit more, if you have to imagine the same systems. But for you, someone that deals with the biology side, might be a little more difficult. Yeah.
Like something I'll have to unlearn before I learn, or just
A little
not
bit.
treat something similar, even though it
Yeah.
is but isn't at the same time.
Yeah, she said it's a little because do you like what's your understanding of electronic signals and communications?
It's there or it's not.
Yeah, so it's like someone that understands comms. She says would have an okay time still figuring out organic tech and saying the right signals, versus you might have a little more difficulty trying to interact with a mechanical system. She says, as she's basically plugging in and working on your shields. She does succeed, but if you want to try and aid Eric, she might be able to get a critical success, and then that cuts the repair time from 3 to 2 days.
Yeah, definitely like to help. That's why I'm here. What skill shall I add the role?
You can do medicine or organic or biotech. Either one works.
Well, we'll take. I think
Yeah.
I'm technically better with medicine.
Gotcha.
5, 4, 2.
DC 10.
11 on the dice. 15.
15, right. For that, she's like, all right. Thankfully, she said, we have someone that understands this. Looking at you. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, the process is definitely going down as the shields flicker into being. That's good. And then you guys hear on comms, guys, Snathrak says, we currently have 2 forms incoming from the north. 1 second, please.
Sprint to the bridge.
1 second, please. I have pictures now.
Get ready to launch some squadrons.
Ooh, you guys see basically 2 large, like, birds, quadrupled winged, a mixture of like white and yellow plumage with what appears to be maybe like crystalline structures added into it, that are currently sparking, and they are flying in the direction of your guys. They're about a mile out, but slowly closing in as well. As I double check, how large are you, my boys? As I stop. Yeah, they're about a 35-foot wingspan.
That's big.
He's big.
I think what I might try is send a warning turret shot their way.
Interesting. Okay, gotcha. Solid.
Hop in the turret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of launching the squadrons immediately, I want to just be like, hey, will you just run away if I claim this is my territory? We'll find out.
All right. Go ahead and make a gunnery check with the turret then.
don't feel like Eric is good at gunnery.
Oh shit. No, I'm good at gunnery.
Okay, good.
I'm command and gunnery are my 2 ship stuff.
Lovely.
Ion turrets, gunnery, 3d6 plus. Am I supposed to take the plus hit skill that's there for?
Yes, you also roll the
weapon
plus
as
weapon.
well?
Yeah, you also roll the plus hit weapon. So roll the 4. So add the
Well,
4. Sorry.
I got 1 strong hit. I probably should have burned some munitions, but I didn't. I rerolled a 1 to a 1 because I didn't think there was anything else to do with the strong hit. I
Darn.
could have not done that.
Hmm.
So that's 11 on the dice plus 4 plus my gunnery.
Yes.
16.
16. All right. You fire at them, and you watch as the birds let out shocking cries, and then dive low, disappearing into the jungle line.
I'll just say, I think I've spooked them, but they may want revenge. So everyone, keep your ears and eyes perked.
Yeah. You watch as a new sky reef gets ripped out and begins to float at an upward forward angle toward you guys' direction. And off of the scans on that right, so it seems they're using it as cover.
Oh dear.
Are you?
Yes, I will be. Oz and I will be at the down ship, ready to engage.
Now the Rex puts on alarms. Battle stations, everyone. Battle stations.
Any guns up there?
Little Joey, get back on here. Hound, you too. I'm in charge now. And Dr. Plotty is like, is this a good thing? It's like, who put him in charge?
Nobody did.
Alright, so you guys still have some time. So what does everyone wish to do as these things are incoming?
All
Honestly,
launch squadrons. Like I said, I've already done.
Gotcha.
I think it'll take Rose and Oz that much time to get up and out of the ship.
Okay.
So that's it.
Gotcha. Sounds good. When we get the fighters out, but
I'll
Jancy.
grapple to the top of the ship for visibility.
Sounds good. Let me
So,
move you a little larger so you get to 35.
Oh.
Yeah. I realize it's wrong, but that's fine. 35. Boop. Okay. Just because I think it's fun.
Is that my height? I can see everything now.
It is, yes. Although I did it, we're not worried about it yet. You are 30 feet up, technically. These are what they look like. Eee.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, and then the fighters, since the fighters are a little larger here.
Gorgeous dinner.
All right. Is it 3 or 4 fighters that get sent out?
3.
3. Gotcha. Yeah, Jancy, you do notice that the tortoises are not nearby you, like shiver and like retract their shells and just kind of fall to the ground as one. And then you hear as the fighters are are flying above you to engage. All right. Let's see. You, Oz, and Rose are going back to the ship. You. Oh no! No! Oh god!
No.
Didn't mean to move it.
Oh, those are some big birds. Holy cow! Look at that token over there.
All right, and with that, I do need end combats for the Omen combats. Great encounter.
That my hand-to-hand combat might not be the best choice for this. I don't think my shotgun will do very much.
You can jump up. You can be like a Goku and be like.
Yeah, you have a grappling hook.
Oh, you.
And just slowly retract.
Grapple the bird and immediately like or no, Benjamin Franklin with the kite. I was thinking like zaps me.
This reminds me, I feel like, of a Snoop thing where Tristan might have tried to grapple a bird midair and then they started plummeting. I do remember that.
Hell, that was a good time. All right, and with that being said,
Tristan was here.
Okay. If you guys want to go ahead and take a shot, like fire another shot with the actual turrets, you can do so. It will be at a minus. I'll roll a -4 because of distance.
Who's all in the ship to attempt that? Is it just me and
It should be everyone. Everyone is back in the ship. Sans Jancy, who's just standing on top of the ship, on the
only other gunner. Then, so I'll make the second one with the -4.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just sorry.
No worries.
Tell me. Sir.
Rose and Oz are outside.
Okay, so you're not in the actual ship. My apologies.
Yeah.
We'll burn a little grit here. Bad roll. Hey, that's better. I will take that. Not the floral.
Not that far away, my guy.
Oh, sorry. What do you want, you boys?
Basically, honestly, I was thinking on the mesa outside the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, like we just rushed over there and are just
Okay. Gotcha.
13 for the turrets.
13 for the turrets. That will hit. What is the damage?
I'm on the wrong character sheet. I swapped screens. Damage. 2 shield damage plus 2 is 4.
Okay, solid. All right. As the turret fires. Oh wait. Oh, then what? Oh yeah. What type of turret do you guys use? Ion. Gotcha. Alright, as you fired, ion beam onto it just lands across the sky, slamming into it. Even with the cover, because the scarf does begin to go a little higher, you strike one of the wings of the creatures, which kind of dives, spinning around before it flares the wings once more. It means a surge in you guys' direction. Okay.
The hacking array probably doesn't work against these creatures.
Unfortunately, they absolutely would not.
that makes
With
sense.
that.
I was actually like, oh, are we in range for a broadside? I went to the broadside.
Oh, that's right. It's a hacking array, right? And as the fighters are beginning to clear the distance. Okay.
This is cool.
All right, folks, go ahead and roll your combat orders, please. Remember, 3d6 plus your combat order.
Combat order with a ship, so it's still use combat, and I love it. Combat order sheet. There it is. So 3d6, then plus that number up top, yeah.
Yes. Ooh, that's much better. All right. Okay. So I'm starting from the top of my order. Rose.
13.
13. Okay. Solid. All right. Kairos. Eric.
13.3.
13.3. All right. Jancy.
9.4.
9.4.
I'm about to be eaten by birds.
And then can someone please roll for Oz?
Yeah, she got 11.
11. Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Rolls for us high-end folks.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and just throw in the ship, and we'll just have that be the rest of your crew, since they're all just gonna be doing crew things. And yeah, we'll do this. What is your guys' CPU for Alhut?
3, 2,
2.
2.
2. Okay. All right. So for Alhut, that's gonna be. And then what's your engines?
4.
4.
All right. 15.4. Meeting with one of the Thunderbeaks, actually. All right.
We're fighting a Spirit Island spirit. We're the invaders.
I looked at the Spirit Island art. I'm like, I could just throw this in here. Like, no. I'm better than this. All right, beautiful. Starting off with one of the Thunderbeaks, and I will say that the fighters are with an easy engagement range at this point, since the scale is larger. With that, you do see that the birds immediately turn to the fighters and engage with them. So one of them is going to clear into melee range.
Uh-oh. Hopefully these fighters last.
And it's going to go ahead and attempt. Let's see, it does prep, so it clears distance, and it's going to do a grapple essentially.
Oh.
Okay.
Armor on this thing, defense is 18.
18, gotcha. Unfortunately, this is not a defense thing. This is it being grappled. You watch as the thing like slams into the rightmost fighter and begins to like hold onto its claws. And its second attack is the second action is going to go ahead and be a another prep action as you watch as it bites into the fighter, and it begins to flare and grow and glow with energy as it begins to drain the actual
Wait,
thing.
is it only in ship combat you can't pick the same action twice?
Yeah.
No, in ship combat you can't fire with the same weapon, essentially, if you successfully do it.
Thought we couldn't like do like 2 scans in a row if they both like if a scan succeeded you can do a scan again, right?
It's only for attacks with weapons. So if you succeed with an attack with the turret, you cannot attack with it a second time. Technically, you could do 2 snapshots, 2 repositions, 2 preps. I know it's getting weird because we're basically doing Starship combat blended with regular combat. But okay, with that, you guys do know this will be shield damage. As you guys take 8. And with that, that is enough. That what should I have you guys the ship roll for this?
Squadron has 3 armor, 1 durability. I have 4 bodies in total.
Yeah.
HDs are connected.
That is correct, yes. Because only if I do a critical damage. But this is also weird. So go ahead and roll. Say again?
There was one of the traits that like had us share our shields with our bodies, but I don't think we
Don't
took
think you
that.
guys took that here, yes.
When you said you, I think you just meant the fighter, not the ship.
The fighter itself, yeah. This is weird. We're doing some weird things here. But what should I have for roll here? Scan damage control. Yeah, go ahead and do a damage control check, someone for me, please. That's engineering 12 minus crew. Yeah.
Pretty good roll. 14.
14, gotcha, alright. Even with that, you do notice that energy gets siphoned off from the fighter. It manages to stay in the actual air still, thankfully. But the Thunderbeak does regain all the damage that was dealt to it.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, and for the purpose of this, the rightmost fighter is basically it is suppressed, so it cannot engage in combat until the grapple is somehow broken. For that.
Makes sense.
Okay, that is the Thunderbeak's turn, bringing us to the crew. What do you guys want the crew to do? Oh god, this is so large. I need to turn this off. I need to turn this off right now.
Just to quickly throw out a suggestion, our advanced mainframe, we can perform 1 free calibrate system roll per turn with a flat +2 skill modifier.
Okay, calibrate being
Basically, it's +1 to attack and damage.
Sounds good. Do that.
I'm just gonna move move it on to the next thing because I can't turn it off currently. So, but yeah. So what did you want to do again?
Can we have Al Hood attempt a free calibrate system roll at a +2? Al Hood normally has +0, so it should just be flat +2. Operations DC. Where did it go?
14 minus sensors.
14. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, sensors is what? Your sensors is a 3, so it's 11. DC 11.
Come on, Al Hood. I wish I had this roll. I rolled 2 6s and a 5 on the dice.
Hey.
17 on the dice alone.
Oh
+2
my
is
god.
19.
Solid, gotcha. Okay. Did you want to use some strong hits to like ward and such?
Oh. We don't have no other strong hit effect at the moment, right? We just have ward.
Basically, yeah.
Just
The other ones are
shit,
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take 2 ward stacks, shall we?
Okay. 2 wards. Ship.
We should throw that on the squadron.
Armor is +2. Okay.
And then I'll leave the turret to anybody else that might want it, and I'll just quickly take command of the squadrons, and I'll take the 2 that can engage and shoot the one that is currently engaged with and grappling with the other squadron.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll for
2
attack.
attacking bodies, so 2 extra d6. I'm adding my command to this, right?
That's good, yes.
Okay, we got a strong hit. We're gonna see if we can crit boost that, I think, for strong or crit hit.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do the crit hit, just see if we can figure out what their armor is. Total 2 hits. 8, 9. Let me. 10, 13, 19 plus 2, 21.
21, yeah. God damn, yeah. So that's gonna be. We'll say that's gonna be an extra.
Wait, these things have strong hit, 5, 6.
Oh,
I
even
got
better.
2 strong hits.
Heck
Crit
yeah.
hit and crit boost.
You can only crit boost with 0 endurance, unfortunately.
Oh, dang it.
Yes, but at the very least, you rolled a 20,
Cool.
22,
It
so the
says there are
damn.
shields. Shields are different than. No, I'm not gonna do this.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, We'll just go another ward and then crit hit, I guess.
Okay, gotcha. Right. So, what's the damage?
Damage. Shield damage is 4.
Okay, we're gonna
Plus 2 for attacking body 6.
6. Gotcha. And then you also did calibrate, so that's
Plus another
7.
1.
Yeah, so it's 7. I'm going to. You did 10, so we're gonna add another 6 to that. So it'll be 13 damage to it. All right. And what is the crit damage?
Crit damage 4.
4. All right. As the fires fire into it, blazers blasting it. Unfortunately, they don't seem to do too much damage. Scorch a couple feathers. Their weird, like crystalline bits work as armor. So unfortunately, no crit damage.
I'll relay to everyone. They're pretty hefty targets. See if you can take them down with your biggest hits, and that's me.
Okay. Alright, that was Alhad and Kairos. Bring us to Rose with Thunderbeak on deck.
Right. Rose is so mega far away
Mm-hmm.
that my personal weapons are going to be way too far.
Yeah.
So instead, what I want to do, I will move and I'll take the reposition action.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I guess that means I'm jumping off the plateau.
Okay. Solid, gotcha.
I get a roll for that if you want me to.
Yeah, make a physical check for me, please. DC 12.
To have the squadron move a little bit on my turn.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can move it
They've got a movement of 5, and I want them to I want them to be a little bit actually
farther away.
tight a little bit, so they don't get grappled.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I am proficient as of today, that is 12.
That's a 12. All right. Okay. What was the movement that you did? It was like that's 6 squares. So you actually can move 12 actually.
Oh shit! Yes.
Yeah, because as you jump, you leap a lot farther. You're like, this is good. As you get there, you do have to like roll a little bit because you did just drop down 60 feet, but you managed to do so. A little bit of pain in like the kneecaps and the knees, but you're mostly fine as you hit the ground.
My other action, I want to, again using Thorn's energy expertise and data and energy manipulation. I want to pump in some energy into the grappled fighter to try to give them a boost that they can use to basically use their engines to be able to escape easier.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. Yeah. Let's see. I will see energy manipulation. I will say the DC is gonna be 16. Also, because you're trying to power a much larger thing here.
That's fine. I say, failing. All right. Electronics?
Yes.
Triple sixes.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Rose manifests to a giant.
As you open your there's this beautiful moment where it is perfectly in alignment between yourself and Thorn and this planet actually. And it is so intensely supercharged with energy. You begin to feel your hair rise. There's a tinkling sensation. Your eyes grow wide, pupils dilating as you feel the raw energy in this place. I also offer insight with that, as you also do sense deep, like far to the south, something strong and powerful that tells you that there is some kind of like facility on this planet that is running on a generator, a very powerful one. But as you draw energy and you pull it from the very air around you and supercharge the fighter, if that's pro enough that it's not gonna have to roll, it just fully manages to like barrel roll, confusing the Thunderbeak and completely freeze itself. from the actual grapple.
I don't have the energy to come up with a cool one-liner, but Rose as Thorn shouts something about "witness my power." or
Witness
something.
me back!
Witness me, exactly. And that's my turn.
Hell yes, that was great. I love that. You know, I'm gonna give you a grit point for that because that was I liked the energy there. So it's gonna bring us to the Thunderbeak with Oz on deck. The other one, which is going to rush forward over here and attempt to grapple with the other one
No, I was hoping to get out of range of you. Dang it.
as well. It does have to do a reposition to do so, and then its its second action is to actually do the prep. So.
I was like, third?
All
25th
right.
action.
25th. So actually,
On
did
the
not
460th edition of the Thunderbird.
exactly. Unfortunately, did not roll well enough to tackle and grapple with the actual ship that is there. Okay, but that is going to be the end of its turn, bringing us to Oz with Jancy on deck.
I'm gonna have Oz do the same thing in terms of movement.
Beautiful. Okay.
She's reckless. I'm gonna have her jump down. The full ass reposition movement +2, which for her is only 5, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, a 4 even. But it's doubled? Question mark.
Yes. Unsuccessful check. Yeah. DC 12.
Okay, so I'll roll physical.
Mhm.
Got +1, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11. Okay. All right. She
Oh,
can.
sorry, +2. It is 12.
12, perfect. Solid, okay. Alright, so that's 8 squares of movement. I think that's like... not as far. It's like here-ish in this range.
Yeah, eyeball it, it's fine.
Yeah, no worries.
And then Foundry is being mega slow for me. Can you measure the distance? How many squares to the target?
Absolutely, yes. Just a close one.
And I will take a shot with her.
Sure, yeah. Okay, that is 20 squares.
20, so it's basically 3. Her range is 6.
6, yes.
12 is out, 18, so it's -6.
Mhm. I mean, did you want to do a
Shot, yes.
the sight shot? Gotcha. So that's
Basically
focus to the range.
adds range. Well, adds focus to the range, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Focus is 4, so her range is 10 now, which means it's 2 outside, 2 increments, so it's -4.
10, because it's 10, 20. It's only, but it's at 20 actually, so that's still within the range. So it's -2.
Sick. Gonna blow a munition.
Oh, let's go.
Solid, gotcha.
What is this?
We have to keep track how many times we burn munitions, right?
Yes,
We have to go
please.
and restock.
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
2 6s, a 5, and a 4.
Wow, Jesus fucking
So
Christ.
it's a lot. Let me do the actual math.
I think that should be strong hits for all of them, right?
For the 3 of them, yeah.
A 4 is a strong hit?
Oh, sorry, no, 5. Sorry, 5s and 6.
Oh, you know what? I messed up. Her weapon is 2d6, not 3.
Oh, I mean, do you want to just burn a munition?
No, I'm just gonna re-roll it.
Gotcha.
Because that's what I meant to do.
Sure, sure, sure.
That's the right thing to do. Way worse. Holy shit. 8. It's only a 12.
Grit. Use that grit.
Okay, I'll use her grit.
Yeah, using the munitions, why not?
Better 8. 14.
14 does hit, yeah.
Okay. 1 was a 5, which is a strong hit for her.
Hell yeah.
So, Pierce.
Pierce.
Damage is just 4 damage.
Gotcha. Alright, 4 endurance damage with Pierce. Gotcha, alright. So basically, since these things are so large, and they can contend with starships, crit damage against them by normal means is 1 less with that.
Okay.
So unfortunately, even though her crit damage is usually 4, in this case it just counts as 3.
Because it would have been 1, but it's actually 0 because it's reduced by 1.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and even with Pierce, which does reduce the enemy armor, it still is only a 3 actually.
I'll take it. That's fine.
All right, takes a shot at it. You do see a plume of blood like red blood as there's a shot. It does a cry and a screech. But that is, I think, Oz's turn. Yes.
It is.
Bring us to John C. John C. Right above you is a Thunderbird trying to grapple with one of the fighters. It is.
I'm gonna pull out my gun and shoot at it. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm panicking. I'm gonna try to get back to the ship ASAP. I don't think there's anything I can do that would be particularly useful here. Well, no, I don't want to be too stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to use reposition combined with the low gravity and my grappling hook to get back into the ship.
Sure, yeah.
As far as that actually
see,
squares.
yeah. Your grappling hook has a distance of 40 spaces, I think, actually. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's technically we're kind of bending the rules or making up rules by having it be used for mobility. It's can really be used to grab or tackle in combat.
Right.
So I don't want to goose it too much, but also it feels like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
What is my standard movement? Let me double check.
Standard movement's mobility of 4 and 6 with reposition.
So getting 20 feet would be 2 repositions.
Yeah, I kind of hate that there's a limit on how much you can use the grappling hook within combat. So we're gonna disregard that because that doesn't make sense in my mind.
We'll just call it like I barely get back to the ship.
Yeah, it basically aim the grappling hook, fire, reels you in.
Yeah. You know what? No, I can't do that. I mean, I think that has to be it then. Like, that's just kind of the reposition. If we want to call that one action, I can.
I'll call it one action.
Just cover that distance for the sake of
a
fun game. Then I can make it to the missiles and shoot a missile off.
Jesus. Beautiful. Going to go ahead and make a deployment check. So with that, double check this. Yeah. All right. So you're going to make a deployment check. So that is operations. The DC is 12 minus crew. So they're trying to make a DC of 10.
Wait, do I have I think I do have operations. No, I only have command and gunnery. I can still roll operations though.
Oh, yeah, you absolutely do so. Yeah, it's just at a -2.
Okay. That is a 5, 10, 9.
Oof.
On my operations, are we surprised? And then, do I get any bonuses from the missile launcher?
Just a -2, unfortunately, with your operations. Yeah.
So that is a 9.
Alright, you are a little flustered. You make your back into the ship. You get to the console and you get to plug in, but it's taking longer than necessary to try and deploy a missile. So I'm
pressing the big red button over and over and over again.
You're like, fire, 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 fire!
Fuck.
Beautiful. Alright, that's going to bring us from Jancy to the top of the round with Thunderbeak. Alright. Yeah.
Did I miss what Baker's like sick 666s did to the Thunderbeak?
It freed the actual fighter as it basically pushed the engines to boost and let it do a barrel and free itself without having to do a check.
Nice.
Essentially, yes. Do we mark off the shield damage that the bird did to the ship?
I don't have. Oh, it's to our direct ship and not the squadrons?
Yeah. It's the whole thing. I know it's the weird thing, but remember, like, that with the way the squadrons are, they share the shield pool of the ship.
For some reason, I thought that was a trait-specific thing, but, so we took, what was it?
Yeah, because what is... Yeah, there's one in which, yeah, because... Yeah.
Current shields, okay.
Yeah, see, because there's a weird shield. There's a shield thing, which I know you're talking about.
Well, no worries.
Yeah.
You may continue on without having to get through the hubba.
Sure.
I'll find it.
Okay. All right. It is going to go ahead and open its beak. and let out a electric beam attack against the fighter in front of it. And it will burn a munition because they have ammo. You understand what I mean. Yeah, that was 7, 9, 10. That is a 14.
Defense of the ship, the squadron.
Squadron.
Is 18.
18. As it manages to go just above the beam as it slams down, tearing a beaming line into the actual ground here. Okay. And it's going to attempt again, this time with an actual sighted shot, so it adds its reflexes to this. Another munition.
It's point blank, so...
5, 9, 12, 13, plus 4, 17 plus 4, 21.
13 plus 4, and then 17 plus 4. It gets 2 plus 4s?
I guess that's his reflexes with sighted shot,
Yeah,
technically.
that definitely hits.
Alright, so that's going to be another 8 damage.
Shields go down to 0 on that hit. We have 2 wards, which puts our armor to 5.
5. Gotcha, which is enough as the crit damage with the electric beam is only 4. Boop. No, that's not what I want. Yeah. Okay. So they are in danger. Danger. And that is the Thunderbeak's turn, bringing us to the crew of the Owl Hut. Oh, God. Zero mind. Alright. Okay, what do you guys want the ship to do?
So we can have both crew and Owl Hut do something, right? Because Owl Hut can perform this thing anytime, if I remember.
Yes.
Part of the Nephilim.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, we can probably have...
I do see what you mean, yeah, so shielding. You share shield pool with your fighters. The only fighters have no shields. Okay. That's so weird.
So, like, basically their armor is the only thing that resists against damage.
I think so. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay, so your shields is fine.
Back to that later,
Yeah, no worries, yeah.
Who's the best operations not in the PCs?
Operations, that would be... Not command. I'm double checking skill.
Little Joey, is it Scubby?
Operations is knowledge and... Yeah, it's Scubby.
Let's have Scubby do that calibrate for a flat +2 plus whatever he's got.
Calibrating!
God.
That is a 14.
That beats the DC of 11. Let's go.
Beautiful.
Another +1 to shield and wait.
And shield damage, basically.
Okay, cool.
Calibrate
So
is +2. Calibrating!
And Owl Hut. What do we want Owl Hut to do?
Maybe damage control?
Oh yeah, to get some shields back.
Yeah.
Just some. Yeah, that's a good try. Let's have him attempt that at a flat check.
Okay.
Alright.
Engineering DC 12 minus 2.
This crew DC is 10.
10, alright. For Owl Hut. 7.
Oh, well, that's a failure.
Yeah, not a crit failure, but a failure. As Owl Hut tries to calibrate shields. With that, well, I mean, let's see. Just go the rules, because this will make sense. Because right now, yeah, because technically with the rules right now, the ship is fine on shields. The damage should have been done to the actual fighters. Okay.
Oh, we can fix that moving forward. We don't have to get timey-wimey with it.
Yeah, no. Okay. Alright, yeah, but unfortunately the damage control does not succeed. Alright. Bring us to Kairos, then Rose on deck.
Okay.
Alright. Kairos will... Are attack of opportunities a thing in this system?
Not really, no. Basically, it's Overwatch is what you would do.
Because basically what I'm thinking about doing is having these squadrons join this one, and then we focus fire this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I will command them to do.
Sounds good, yeah.
It's a good noise.
Give me all the Star Wars Jared sound effects. All right, all 3 are attacking. That's 3 attacking bodies. That's +3 extra dice. There's a 6.
Solid.
That's a lot of 6. I got 3 strong hits. I'm not going to use any of them to reroll. I'm going to get. What are the good ones? What are the good ones, gang? We got.
Basically, all you have is crit hit and ward.
Yeah, because I can't up the crit damage until it has 0 shields.
That is correct.
Or
Yes.
endurance?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, that's sad. Well, because I know the crit hit actually won't go through it, so I am just gonna get 3 stacks of ward.
Okay. Gotcha. So another 3 stacks of ward. Understood.
Yeah, we need a crit damage of 5 at least to do anything.
Yeah, so we have to get the endurance down and then boost it. Crit
Yeah.
boost.
Okay. So,
What's the
grand total
roll?
hit?
Yeah.
I actually never gave that to you. I do have triples in here. I don't know if that counts when you have 6 dice. I have 3 4s, 2 6s, and a 5.
Okay, so you do have trips for there, yeah.
27.
27.
Plus 2 is 29.
Jesus. All right. So damage is what's the damage?
Damage is 4. Does this apply lock on? Am I reading that right in the last, or is it?
You guys have not. No, you need to do a scan for that to apply to have lock on applied.
Got it.
Yeah, you've been
It says
doing
crit location
calibrating.
+1, -1, block on, and then strong hit 5 6.
Yeah.
So okay. Yeah.
All right. So it's 4, and then I'm gonna add another 6. So it's gonna be that's 10 damage to it.
And then it's another 3 for each attacking body is +1.
Right,
So,
yeah. Solid. Or as they circle in and begin to circle and just fire into its flanks and sides, as it begins to roll round, buffeting its wings, laying out screeches as it takes shots into its body. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Kairos?
I think that's the only thing I can do on my turn, really.
All
That's
right.
it.
God, that's gonna bring us
Unless
to
I can also shoot the turret, but I don't think I can. How close is Jancy?
Jancy's it's Jancy. Jancy could do turrets if he wanted to on his turn.
Yeah, I'll leave that for them. So that's it.
All right. Bring us to Rose with the next Thunderbeak on deck.
Yes. Check the distance.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna raise you because currently you can't see the bird actually. So there's the other bird.
Thanks.
Because the closer one is over here actually, I think.
Fucking found. It's
Yeah.
can
Let's
you
see.
check it for
Yeah.
me?
Yes. The one above is are they the same distance? No, it's 14 squares to the closer one and then 20 to the one being attacked by the squadrons.
14. Okay. Yeah, I kept it. I kept. Whatever. I can only zoom out so much, and when I was scrolling to find the distance, it kept scrolling the view, and I couldn't see it.
Yeah. No, it gets a little difficult. Yeah.
Really annoying.
Mhm.
All right, let me just check. Strong hit. That even help? 4, 5. It would help. I hold up my arm at the one on the left, and my sick ass Gauss blaster pops up, starts charging up, and from a little cool slot on my chest, I draw out a special round and I slam it into the chamber because I am using my Archon round.
Ooh.
Once for combat, munitions 1, strong hit +1.
Hey.
So, sighted shot, which will make the range of it
10?
10. 10, yep.
So no, 9 because it's
So-
range 5 plus 4
Yes, you're right.
focus. Gotcha.
So, -2 to the attack roll, I think?
That is correct. Yes.
Alright, so munition, so it's 46, and then strong hit +1.
Mhm.
Here we go.
So strong hit on 5 to 6. Gotcha.
+40 that is.
I know you get a strong hit automatically if you hit. That's what it means. Yeah.
Well, doesn't it mean, isn't it like expanding the crit range, so to speak?
Not necessarily. You know, like you know how like disruptor strong hit says like versus use like 1. It means if you hit, it's an automatic strong hit. So even if you didn't roll any 6, as long as you hit, you do get a strong hit you can use essentially.
Yeah, I think strong hit range increases like strong hit 5 to 6.
I think yeah, because we look at Eric's character sheet for mental nudge.
Right.
Gain strong hit +1. No. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It is increasing the range to 5, 6. Yeah, we're right. Okay, we go.
Okay. Well, regardless, I rolled like shit. I'm gonna reroll all of them. Point of grit for Rose.
Yeah.
All right. The total to hit is 21.
Definitely hits. Yeah, absolutely.
2 5s and a 6 there.
Damn.
So,
Okay.
Definitely, they. I mean, all it's gonna do is crit, but it's only 4 crit damage. Well, whatever. Let's do the endurance damage, which will be normally it's 8.
Mm-hmm.
So 8.
8. Yeah. You said the final roll is a 21. Is that correct?
21.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Okay, so we'll do, that's not above 10, so I'll do an additional 4 endurance damage as well. Alright, it's an impressive shot.
That was 0 endurance.
Yeah, as you slam in the Archon Wrong and fire the Gauss shot, it beams forward, lancing across its chest, leaving a blackened scar on its plumage that lets out a shriek. You do see its eyes turn directly to you, though.
Sounds good to me. And I load in another round and I fire again. Normal shot, sided shot. I will spend another munition.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I won't. I'll save the munition for when it's hopefully 0 endurance.
Solid.
14, 16 to hit.
16 to hit does hit, yeah, absolutely. So it's another,
So
you said 8?
Yeah, it's not a crit, it's just 8 endurance damage.
Understood, got you. You lance again, going across one of its claw, talons, burning off and cutting off one of the tips, which has dropped down into the ground. Okay,
That's
Rose brings us to Thunderbeak.
Neither are at 0 endurance at the moment, right?
Yeah, this one is going to go ahead and fly past, actually, and it does fly past as it does a what's the word? As it does a snapshot and fires down at Rose as it goes by with its electric beam maw cannon.
That is so, like, I can think of the image of just like Rose in this super verdant, swampy looking place, and then this giant bird.
Yeah, and you did
Really
scare it,
looking at him.
and so it's
and
burning
throwing
all of its
down.
munitions for this.
Oh,
Why?
Well, that's terrible, though. Jesus. Actually, wait, no, 12, 19, 21,
Hits.
23. All right. Okay, as you take 8 plus. What is your defense?
13.
13. Gotcha. Right. As you take 12 points of endurance damage, as it blasts into you. It is basically counts as a disruptor, so it did get 1 strong hit actually, because it rolled a 5. Good.
Do the math. Okay.
Understood. Gotcha. So
Alright,
it
go on.
is going to use it as a critical hit against you.
Yep.
So that is going to be 5 critical hit damage to you. And I will roll
Alright,
the
roll.
d6.
Please do.
Okay, that is a 1, so that is against strength.
Indeed it is. Armor of 3.
oh, no. Stop
Okay.
it.
Yeah, as it swoops by you and just bleams against you. As you and Thorn shriek. Thorn is actually not enjoying this, despite like the mass amount of energy. It's more than Thorn normally does handle actually, and you do see that the bird,
Way to deserve it.
This is a disruptor.
as you watch as it continues to reposition and begins to flee.
Oh, good.
Lee.
I'm okay with that.
It was like, I almost killed him. That's good enough, see you.
Yeah.
There's that. Bring us to Oz with Jancy on deck. Oz, the target is fleeing. It did strike Rose, but otherwise
I think Daniela would shoot the fleeing one.
makes
That's
sense.
what I think she would do.
Yeah, like you hurt my Rose.
Exactly. And she's reckless, it's risky, but she has the reckless qualification, so I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna roll and we'll see what happens. pretty shitty. 5. Well, she gets every second action +2 hit, +2 to hit. 6, 11, 13 to hit.
13. 13. Definitely, that 13 just hits.
It's probably out of range, so it's probably a -2, so it probably misses.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Range, it would have been 10.
10, yeah. So
my
yeah, -2, yeah, because I think it's at a distance of 15. Yeah.
Yeah, so missed.
Yeah, shot goes just above.
I suppose she'll do it again. 9. That one probably hits. 4, 13. Yeah, 15.
15, yeah, definitely hits, yeah. So.
Alright. It is a crit, actually.
Ooh.
She crits on 5 to 6. But again, it's not going to matter. It's Pierce, but even then. So it's just 4 damage.
4 damage as it shoots into like the behind of the bird. Puts out a screech, but continues to fly away.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, bring us to Jancy, who has made it onto the ship. You're trying to deploy one of the missiles. Do you attempt to do so?
No. Now, seeing that Kairos has vacated the ion turret, I'm going to scamper over to that and shoot that instead.
Absolutely, gotcha.
We're in my wheelhouse.
Gotcha.
So this will be a gunnery, and I'm going to use a single munition.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, that was oh, it was such a bad roll. It was extremely bad. A 4, 2, 1, and 1. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, just 9.
When we get for burning ammunition, we get 2 extra dice. Right?
Is it only 1?
I think with
1.
Yeah. It's just the 1. Yeah.
Oh, have we already used up all the munitions too?
No one has not been used. That's from the last space starship fight.
Got it. Okay, I'm just unchecking all of them and checking 1.
Yeah. And then also.
So that is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Gotcha. +2 from the calibre actually, so that's a 15, which is going to hit actually.
Amazing. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Just like I planned it.
Just like you planned. Hell yeah. Alright.
So no crits, but
4 damage?
2 shields, 2 damage.
Okay, solid. Alright, as the laser lances through, the fighters time it, and they just make a little hole around it, and like circling on the beam, which slams into the bird. And you do see that it begins to like buffet its wings, and it begins to, it looks like it's going to turn tail and flee as well. Okay. Alright. And if you guys let it, the Thunderbeak is going to flee as well. Full, like, double reposition.
I'm done with it.
Well, the squadrons are gonna go after something, I guess, to chase off one of them.
Squadrons fall.
I don't know if we get anything worthwhile from these things, you know? Like, they're huge creatures. Might be best just to let them sit down.
Yeah, I mean...
I'll pull the squadrons back in and see if I can start continuing repairs on the shield, and then making sure that these things are in tip-top fighting shape for the next time something comes around.
Understood. Alright, you call back the fighters. Dr. Platia says, Symphie's gonna be so disappointed that we didn't catch that on recording.
Actually,
I forgot.
Rose caught it all.
No, well, it wasn't on the good cameras. It was on the ship normal exterior camera.
And I'm sure the squadron has things that, you know, we have the feat of the fight. We can maybe just take some of that, right?
It's possible, yeah. You could definitely render it. It's not gonna look as good as like full VR capturing, but you can definitely use some of it to start.
And, you know, I'm confident we can get some sort of, you know, model, I say kind of questioningly to Rose, that you can then take to create a good rendering in VR space?
Yeah, Rose comes staggering in, and I pull down my top a little, and I have a horrific red bleeding electrical burn
Oh boy, I'm gonna stop that and get to this, and I'll move on to Rose here and see if I can't patch her up.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and make that healing check. Yeah, first go and make your first aid. So DC 12.
15.
15, that is good enough. The 2 attribute damage is completely healed.
Clumsily, my arm still shaking, I pat Kairos on the cheek. Thank you, darling. That one hurt.
So listen, I'm spreading some of this resistant ointment that will help get some moisture back into you. I say as I say that, I kind of like think quizzically. Is that right? Well, it'll do the job. And if anything stings, just know that it's doing its job. And I give you a little pat, not in the actual affected region, but like on the shoulder. Yeah.
Just tap up. Ugh!
Just
Oh God. Ah.
Damn these pain receptors. Nice. Cool. Well, shit. Yeah. Confused on what to do now.
That was fun.
Basically, that was fun. Got a couple cool moments.
Absolutely, yes. Dr.
Right,
Plot.
let's hope we can wait in peace for the rest of our friends to arrive.
There
And
will.
if that happens again, I'm coming onto the goddamn ship this time.
Dr. Plotiev says, currently there are still 12 standard hours out. This planet is on a 33 standard hour rotation. Granted, she says, this is a disclaimer. I'm an amateur meteorologist, so I think we're fine before the next monsoon. But it might be safer if we just go back up into orbit rather than risk getting caught in one.
Did we get everything we needed from the wreckage?
For now, we got some info.
Seems safe.
Yeah.
For the most part, she says. I think that's all that really matters.
I don't know about Rose's giant generator discovery. I can't comment on it.
I put it in the group chat, so we can assume I sent that. I put it in the Discord, so.
And in Discord.
Yeah. I would describe it as like, for a brief second, accidentally connecting to the electromagnetic field around the planet, and sensing this anomaly.
Yeah. See, I'll also give you a second one actually. I forgot a very important detail that's here. Another one that's there. There was a second one as well. Large city size. It reminded you of the way when you're on like a space station, like one of the Alabaster space stations, that is above and to the far east.
Okay. Right, so when the planetary data said it was uninhabited, well, I don't want to assume that they were lying, but there are people here who don't want to be noticed.
Boop. They only did one planetary scan, so that is fair to say.
Like maybe this is a outpost for more mechanids, or you think it's legitimate something?
Devin, do we know about your tagging find?
We just know that there's corporation involvement on this
Sorry,
planet.
let me rephrase. Did you tell us that?
Yes, I shared that.
Right, some kind of research facility. I don't know what nefarious things they might be doing, such that they want to be kept, kept secret. As far as I know, I doubt that mechanids would build facilities. I don't know.
What do we feel like about getting some proper protocol done and see if they can grant us access to some good places to film that will keep out of their research so they don't think of us as a nuisance and try to drive us off? Or
technically, Dr. Platia says, we are the only ones that are licensed to be here, so they are here illegally.
Oh, so we should go and ask them for...
we might not have the resources to kick them out, but if they have the resources to kick us out because of their secrets, we can just say, we don't care about your secrets, we're here to film, tell us where to film to not divulge your secrets to anybody else, and everyone wins.
Maybe we take the tortoise with us, since then it'll be very. Cause can you imagine on your sensors, you've got a tortoise moving at like less than 1 mile per like 24 hours, and then it begins to zoom and go into the actual atmosphere.
It wouldn't do anything. It would just freak out.
Yeah.
Do we think that the corporation is generally reasonable to allow us to do that?
Were you able to tell which corp it was?
Oz says we would probably need to bring the tortoise with us and maybe look more into deciphering the QR code and look at the tech.
So
Okay.
listen,
I can go wrangle a tortoise.
Get over here.
write it. So Meta, how unified is the corp in general? Is it like Shadowrun style, a bunch of uber powerful ones, or more unified than that?
It's a bunch of powerful ones. Like technically, all of them are there is one big corporation, and every corporation is a subsidiary of it actually. So even if you got like, even though you've got like the big 12 that make up like the actual like board of management, they're all technically still corporations. But yes, there's still little conflicts in here and there between the different corporations in there, hostile takeovers, destructions, that sort of thing. But if they are corporations, you could always cut. They're definitely a little more easy to cut deals with per se.
Okay, maybe a little more willing to accept bribes than average.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Oh. Maybe they don't have a ship, Dr. Platia says.
If there's one, we would have seen it.
Or maybe the Mechanid took it and...
That was a Twyfar ship, though. That was a Twyfar ship, though.
But maybe the Twyfars are the ones running some of the experiments out here?
It is Rose's understanding that Twyfars rarely use corp technology.
Yeah. Well, really, usually my people are more nomadic than that, and that corp aesthetic. Twyfar generally don't go for that. It's much too blocky and just brutalist. You saw this ship. It was like a lovely butterfly. Much more our speed.
Jancy wrangles the tortoise. Brings it on board. Beautiful.
Harris, can you connect with the minds of animals while I'm doing this?
Oh, definitely can.
Well, I probably can get them to understand me to some degree. It's not something I've done too much with. Now, for me understanding them, that's a crapshoot. Some animals are more intelligent than others. This one, I look at it and go, maybe?
Yeah, it'll be a DC 16.
It may also be worthwhile for one of you more technologically literate folks to take a look at this, and I lift up its tag on its little foot.
Sorry, what was the beginning of your sentence?
I just say it might also be good for one of you more technologically literate.
I thought you said it's male, so
It's a boy. Just so everyone's aware, is a boy.
Anyway,
It's May, and it sounded like male. I was like,
that's
sure.
it.
Oh, okay, yeah, might be. No, I don't know. I don't know this tortoise's
Not good at
pronouns,
gendering tortoises.
I'll try communicating to the tortoise.
Ask the tortoise whether it's a man or a woman.
Go.
Do you understand me?
Go and make a psychology check, DC 16, please.
I'm surprised it's both to college.
Make it a higher DC.
Why would you tell? How come every time I reroll the 1, it goes back to a 1?
Hey, you got the Daniela luck.
15. I'm burning an edge just for this.
Burning a what?
Burning an
What?
edge.
A what?
Burning an edge. Josh is like, what? Excuse me?
Activated.
Okay, we're taking the
$1
1,
million.
and we're gonna reroll the 1. It went to the floor. Hold on. But it landed on the 1 on the floor.
Jesus.
Oh, thank Christ! I went to a 6. 17 on the dice. 21.
21. All right, you're able to. So you sense it. It's
Sorry.
curious, a little hungry, optimistic about its future.
I'll kind of just say I got some general feelings. It's hungry. Maybe once we feed it, it can give us more. But other than that, I'm not really getting anything specific or.
That's fine. I was
super
just
important.
wondering. Would we have seen the location of the facility thing I sensed when coming into planet? Or not? I'm just wondering if it's underground.
There was nothing on scans. Yeah, because well, who's the best way to put it? You did have Nathra on scans, but might be better just to do a full orbital scan, like going with the full rotation kind of deal to be a little firmer.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking we do that because the doctor said it's better to be off planet, and we have 12 hours to kill regardless.
Yeah. Yes. All right. The other thing is that it's become very clear that the monsoons disrupt communications, scopes, and comms.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another thing is that you're filtering through interference. So do you guys go back up into orbit?
That's my vote.
Okay. Very cool. I'm gonna quickly roll because Atherex is still on scopes and scans. Holy shit! Atherex says, "Everyone, come to the bridge." I'm imagining that Rose is right here. So basically, he expands his screen. You see a jellyfish floating through the upper atmosphere, the size and width of San Francisco.
Very specific.
Just because I could actually visualize how large San Francisco is compared to anything else, as it just floats through the upper atmosphere, sparking with electricity and lightning, going in different directions. And Rose, you immediately get the feeling that this is the thing that you're sensing. At least the second thing.
Okay.
As it just floats through the atmosphere. Now there's like kind of zooms in, and you see what looks to be like stingrays, but fleeing before this thing and being caught as its tentacles wraps around a couple of them and draws them into its upper maw within the body. It's like, that is fucking terrifying. Boop.
Rose is struck dumb by this new, horrible yet awe-inspiring experience. I'm gonna make sure to, turn on the good camera for a hot second to get some cool footage of this.
It is everyone. I honestly imagine that unless someone else says anything, that the ship, all of you kind of just go silent watching this thing, like your mind's trying to wrap around how actually large and gargantuan it is, as it is floating through the skies.
Is it like an arc? What is all that noise? Oh, it's the cats. Is it like an? It does. It's kind of creepy. Is it like an Archon super weapon or something?
What's it? Can I have to go ahead and make a culture or a biotech check for me, folks?
Okay. I'll roll for Eric because I know he's good at that.
Thank you. I'm +4.
I can make a culture check as well.
Eric rolled a 14.
Damn. I'm
Okay.
rolling bad today.
So I'm not even gonna try.
14, and then
That's just a 10 for me, but I do have a bunch of grit rerolls, so I'm gonna do a grit reroll.
sure, absolutely.
Don't you mean edge? No, I'm kidding.
You cut that out.
13. That's a 13.
13.
Slightly better.
You think it might be, because the first thing that comes to mind is like Nephilim possibility, but it doesn't share the same signifiers and identifiers with it, which is there is a strange beauty to it as well. Similar to the Twyfars try to make everything aesthetically pleasing, the Archons were very similar versus the Nephilim. Not to say the Nephilim are ugly, but there is a different kind of uniformity, not around actual aesthetic and more about utility that goes to it. Like the tentacles that can interface with organic tech, the fact that they're a little more humanoid. This thing does not share those kinds of signifiers, so you might be looking at an Archon creation.
Jesus. And it's still in the atmosphere, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting, okay. It
Um,
would be worse if it was spacefaring capable.
no, yeah, I forget like the actual what's the mid tiers of the atmosphere. I should know this. Atmospheric
I mean,
level.
there's whatever.
Let's see. It is actually in the stratosphere. So
Nice.
toposphere with like normal was like plane. Stratosphere is right above that. So, but you guys see that you descend up into orbit, and Dr. Plotio says, "This is going to be a great trip." Like Dr. Plotio Constantinus, great trip. I thought it'd be boring as hell, and this is, whew, wow.
Yes, I think that this is the second landmass. I thought it was a landmass. I thought it was a floating continent or something, but it's existing. The electrical fuel it's giving off is very impressive.
Yeah, she says, I would be scared if we try getting close to it. She's like, 'cause I don't know if we could calibrate the shields for it, she said, still, but it might just overwhelm them.
Well, there's no reason to get close to it.
I mean, I would like to study it, she says.
I've got the throttle.
Baker, can you roll more dice for me? And I want to see if I can connect to its mind and say.
Oh fuck.
Hello
You're going to
there.
have to get close enough that you might be in danger. Because the other thing you realize off the scope is that it is discharging in a very wide area. So,
Discharging like an electrical field.
like electricity, like electrical bursts.
I can do it, Eric. You want me to roll the pilot check? I can try it.
I do not want the ship to get that close.
Discovery's like, divert power now, the shield.
Launch the tortoise at it.
Oh yeah.
I don't actually want to do that. I kind of like the tortoise.
We just need to cover the ship in tortoises, and then we'll be able to get close.
Oh god, you're right.
Or make a chain of tortoises stacked up as sort of like an electric rod.
Interesting.
Since they're grounded.
Interesting. That's a good point.
It's tortoises all the way down.
All the way down, all the way
I
up.
was just gonna say, there's an elephant there, and that's what the world sits on.
God damn. All right.
Oh my god. I'm going to put us in a different geosynchronous orbit to be away from this beautiful monstrosity.
So yeah, and you guys make your way back into orbits, and you got 12 hours. Was there anything that people wanted to do during the 12 hours?
We'll try to I'll try to remember the direction I got the first pulse of electrical info from.
Oh, okay.
And put the ship over it and see if I can, get like a deep scan into it. I don't expect it to work, but that's what I would try to do.
Sure, absolutely, yes. Yeah, go and make a scan check. We'll call it that's operations, I believe.
Operations, yep.
Yeah, operations 12 minus sensors. I'll give you a +2 since you have a better grasp of what you're sensing for.
Pretty shitty. I'm gonna reroll.
Okay.
10.
10. The first thing that's come apparent is that it's underwater in the ocean.
Underwater. Okay.
Yeah. And so you begin to sense it. You think you have a general area of what it is, but the problem there, though, is that your ship doesn't have water shields, so it can't dive into the ocean to be able to get at it. And going at any kind of depth would be difficult at all. with it.
Yeah.
But you at least you've narrowed it down to, yeah, this is definitely the spot. It's underwater, though.
I'll, in our basically planetary scans, I'll mark it. This thing, whatever it is underwater. Meaning we can't really get to it. Maybe if we get close enough on planet's side, we can send a, focused narrow signal down to try to communicate with them. Or we might just want to leave them alone. If they are, well, they're clandestine. No one knows they're here. They could very well want to defend themselves with, lethality.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
But I've marked it, and we know where it is.
Alright.
I'm basically doing that the whole time.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. 0. Let me draw a circle. Let me draw a circle. So, just need to change it because I've got brown as the color and I don't like that. Do orange. Orange sticks out a little more. Okay, solid.
Oh, man, it reminds me of the Mass Effect 2 planet scanning mechanic.
I know, right? I was having a great time with this. Okay. With that, basically 12 standard hours pass, and Crap to Do comes into orbit, and you guys are immediately hailed by Andros. It's more of a conference call because everyone on the crew is on call. And Andros says, "So, hey, how's it been?"
You know how I said I'd tell you if something else terrible happened?
Okay, what kind of terrible though? He says.
It was very interesting. It was very interesting. We were attacked by 2 gigantic birds with electrical powers that almost fried me.
All right, okay. Well, I'm glad that you're safe. He says, and Simby says, "Did you get footage?"
He got some.
Right. I see. She says, All right. And then second, you have a tortoise now. She says, pointing at the doctor's camera
I
as.
lift up the tortoise in low gravity, showing him off.
Yes, this is our new friend named Gerald.
Gerald.
I'll let Devin name it.
We
brought it into orbit.
The name that came to mind was Zubu.
Zubu. This is Zubu 2, Zubu Junior.
Zubu Junior.
Electric Zubu.
Electric Zubu.
We'll go with Jancy Junior.
Jancy Junior. She was like, "Aw, that's so cute."
Also, this could be used as a sort of intro. I'll send over the footage of the horrendously large jellyfish.
Symphy's like, "I think we are going to keep that thing at bay and stay away," she says.
Yes, definitely stay away.
But yes, for intro that might be good, she says. What's the status of the crash zone, she says.
It looks pretty much safe. It's empty. There's no people there. There's no bodies or anything.
Just all of Jancy Junior's friends.
Okay.
Yes, there are more of them. A veritable herd.
Solid.
Well, there are also potential other surviving mechanids from the ship that have ejected themselves somewhere on planets we don't know where.
Oh, all right.
Yes, they were strewn about as they went there.
Interesting, Symphy says. We're gonna just table that for later, she says. Barkashea says, "This would be great!" She says, "Think about it. We got the mechanids and then the pilot, we just slot them in, have that entire space fight, because we did catch the entirety of their fight in orbit," she says. Barkashea's like, "Yeah, but we're not." She's like, but Symphy's like, maybe. Well, we have to think about the most important things though first. So, crew. What we need first, she says, she looks at Oz. Oz, is Oz right? Nods. Perfect. We need to actually stimulate the crash landing. So we need the best thing. So we do have both of the shuttles. We kept it on, and it did not ruin the jump, the jump at all. Andros sends you a message. We almost died. Having the shuttles definitely skewed us off course. She's like, "So, we've got our engineers. I want you to engineer a basically engine failure on the shuttle to simulate damage, and then Shea is going to ride the shuttle and crash land it just a little farther from the space. She says, "It's gonna be great." And Shea just nods and puts a thumbs up. Dr. Plotier messaged Joel separately. This is a terrible idea.
So she wants us to literally crash the shuttle or recreate it in virtual.
Literally crash the shuttle.
Oh my god.
The shuttle that is already crashed.
No, like the space station brought 2 shuttles along.
Oh,
So
that. Yes,
she's like,
yes.
I want to basically, Atomic Athena. She manages to get to one of the shuttles just as the ship is crash landing. She gets out. It gets damaged by debris, and so she has to fight the controls to make a crash landing. And then she makes her way towards the wreckage to see the remnants of her ship.
I imagine there's like a ... Right. We can make the ship safe as much as we can. Put in extra, sort of extra boost the shieldings in the fore end, and
Yes. Also, another thought, she says, and I was just like, actually, I'll take over this. It's like, so you guys have escape pods, right?
I hope so.
Everyone looks at the sheet just to make sure.
Is that a trait, or do ships just have
I think it's down in the room in the cargo space.
Our cargo space is like giga capped, if I remember.
Okay, SOSP.
living space?
We are sweet crates. Oh, we've got one space left actually.
Okay, you guys.
An escape pod.
All right, you guys have SOS beacons. Okay, she's like, all right. So, thankfully enough, the crap to do has a couple of actual I had the word ejection pods, escape pods. So, could you? She says, here. It's Angela's like, so could you please put one of these escape pods into the shuttle? So if the scene goes terribly wrong, Shea can still get out of the shuttle.
I think Oz could retrofit it if we get up into orbit and are able to change the subsystem.
Oz nods. Message all of you. I could do it.
Smiley face.
Exactly. Seems like
We couldn't separately film us crashing an empty shuttle into the planet, and film the scenes of her steering separately.
there's a long pause, and Dolian says, "That's what I suggested." No, Symphony's like, you know what? But when it comes from Jancy, it makes a lot more sense. And Dolian just throws up his hands, turns off his video camera. Andros is messaging you all. Be nice to Dolian. He's having a rough couple days here. In the distance of the camera, you hear like something breaking.
Yeah.
And so
Say,
you're
it's not that good an idea.
all right. Okay, Jancy's correct. We could do it. We have 2 shuttles. There's that. All right. Solid. Good. We can do. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. So we still need someone to pilot the actual shuttle. She says, if we're going to crash it. Yes.
I don't think I'm the greatest actor, but I can at least pilot a ship.
I think Danielle would say this. Danielle always mentions everyone. Technically, if I pilot the shuttle, and even if this body dies, y'all could just rebuild me.
But
Well, our backup server is filled with
Well, remember that my main body is actually the ship. So
can we get you a different body
yeah.
than this one, so that way we can put you back into this one first?
no, yeah, we could just do that. We could build a different body. I could upload into that. Yeah. Okay. And Danielle can tell me if she hates this the next time. But Danielle's like, so it's like, so Symphy, well, I could pilot the crashing shuttle. Worst case scenario, we just rebuild my body. She's like, I love it. Good. Dolan, you don't have to kill yourself. And he's like, I wasn't going to kill myself. She's like, perfect, fantastic. I'm loving this. This is great. Dr. Constantinus, how are we doing on the actual shield? The prototype is going well. Perfect. That's all I wanted to hear. All right, people. We have 10 hours. Let's get this going. She said, we're on a tight schedule. All right, good meal. Everyone gets a donut, and you watch as she basically makes a emoji with donut pop up on everyone's screens. Ends the call. Everyone's still there, and she is like, "So, Doc, how you doing?" She's like, "I'm not talking to you." And Doctor cancels the phone call as well. Beautiful.
I've dealt with a lot of creative types, and well, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So, moving on.
Completely agree. And Andros says, Dolian just says, I said this idea, so I'm all right. Glad you're all doing okay, he says. Saw the starship fight and all that. That's all that matters. All right. I'm gonna go do something. Ends the phone call.
Yep. Good.
Andros says, "Oh, beyond that, was there anything else that I need to know?" He says. Do you guys let him know about the corporation, the tag?
Yeah, I was gonna say it earlier, but there was so much stuff happening.
Yeah.
I tell him about that, and it seems to be some kind of secret facility of some sort.
Interesting, he says.
Yes, not quite uninhabited.
All right then, he says. I might have to ask Jolene for this. Jolene's a little more. He's our secondary hacker, so maybe you can scrounge up some information about this as well. He says. Otherwise, I don't think we need to engage. We can pretend we just don't know they're here. He says.
Yes.
And from that, if then they engage, then we go from there. Because if we pretend we don't see them, if I can't see you, you can't see me. Let's go with that. I like that logic a lot
They're
more.
supposed to be here, so they're incentivized to mind their own business.
Exactly. Then you understand. So there's that. Perfect. Okay. All right.
Just remember that it's here, just in case. I don't know. You need blackmail material or something.
Yes. Speaking about something. All right. Do you think Jancy Jr. could follow instructions if we put him in as a minor, as we cast him as a minor character, like Atomic Athena's new actual pet? How do we feel about that? How do we feel? Tell him to me straight.
I'm looking around at everyone like, say
We're
yes,
not
say
feeling
yes.
good about that. Oh, yes.
In
Okay.
everyone's head, you hear Kyra say, I might be able to convey that there might be food given for some tasks. I don't know if it'll make it agreeable. It's worth a try for maybe a shot or two.
We could also procure for the protagonist a six-legged, six-eyed goat monstrosity.
What?
Purple
Wait.
Also some flying
Wait.
lemurs.
Wait. Oh, even better. Okay, let's do the easy thing. We've got green suits. We can have Dolian be on all fours, pretend to be Jancy Jr. We render Jancy Jr. It'll be perfect.
I think he might be close to quitting, but
It's in his contract. He has to do it. But it might be better to get one of the actual. All right. So if we can get one of these goats, great. Because it'll be easier to render the goat than a lemur, because that's a small. Imagine it's a smaller kind of creature. Is that correct?
yes.
All right. Gotcha. Good. I know there's a lot on the plate. But for now, we're gonna get the shuttle going. We're going to get Oz ready to crash land and onto the planet. And I have to make sure that Shea's makeup's going well as we get the other scene going. He's like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, go ahead and dock on crap to do just so we can get you guys here and working on everything else.
Roger that. Coming in.
All right. Also, I do actually have donuts.
I'll pedal to the metal.
Beautiful. All right. And with that, I know it's 9:22. I think that's a good place to end before we get too crazy. Solid.